Well, we welcome you to the Woodlands Christian Academy in Woodlands, Texas. Steve Anthony here alongside Jack Wharton, our cameraman Mark Edwards tonight. And we're on top of the press box tonight here at the Woodlands Christian Academy. First time I think we broadcast outside before, Jack. I'm not sure. I don't remember us being outside, but we're excited to be here. Fought through the traffic here, Houston area traffic, but we're down here and ready for tonight's matchup. Had a chance to talk to both coaches. We're going to bring both of those coaches' interviews to you right now here on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network. First up, Coach Colby Hull.
This week, the Lions face the Woodland Christian Warriors and Coach Colby Hull, who have started their season off 1-0 as well, with an impressive win on the road, defeating the Cooper Dragons 42-27 last Friday night. Coach Hull, we're glad to have you on the program. We sure appreciate the time.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. So, Coach, I usually start off these interviews with the important stuff, and that's family. For those that didn't hear about your family last year in our interview, tell us a little bit about the Hull family, if you would.
So my wife works for a real estate company down here. She's not a realtor, but she does a lot of marketing stuff for one of the big companies down here. She does a phenomenal job of trying to make sure that the company is well off and being able to put their materials out there. And so she does a great job of being able to support me and be able to do the things that I need to do from a head coaching role. She's phenomenal for me. Just being able to be a great coach's wife for me. She doesn't really come down on me like some coaches have some wives that it becomes very difficult. And my wife is great, supporting me in what I do, and I can't thank her enough and can't thank God enough for putting her in my life. And she's blessed me with two beautiful young children. I've got a 6-year-old named Cohen who goes to school here, and then I've also got a 2-year-old named Ryland. She is in our daycare here at school, and so I can't be more blessed as a husband and as a father.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, there's a separate calling for wives of high school football coaches, man. They're a different breed.
Not a doubt.
Well, a strong start to the season against Cooper, as I just mentioned, and despite all of the offseason prep, the 2-day scrimmages, and all of that, you really don't know what you have until you suit up for that first regular season game. What did you see from your team that maybe you weren't expecting, and what were you most impressed with what you saw Friday night?
Well, the nice part about playing John Cooper for us is that's a big time rivalry. We always pretty much start that off with our season here the last couple of years. We're going to continue playing Cooper the very first game of the year. Just the rivalry brings out the best of both sides to start the year, brings a lot of buzz for both sides. And, being able to get our kids prepared, we lost quite a few seniors from last year. We graduated 22 seniors off of our roster last year, which is a big loss. But we went to work in the off season and we challenged our kids who were coming back to step up and be something. And they've answered that call quite a bit. We're not the same size as we were last year, but our kids fly around and find a way to find the football defensively, and then offensively, our kids are fighting and trying to get right on what we're trying to do offensively. And we're going to do the best we can and play as hard as we possibly can. The biggest thing that I really like watching with our kids the other night is we made a lot of mistakes on both sides of the football. But their attitude and effort were phenomenal. They did a great job about just giving great effort, and that made up for a lot of their mistakes. And so we had a lot of guys flying around the other night, which is awesome to see.
That's fun to see. Well, if I do my math right, you're in your second season as head coach, correct, at the
Yes.
Woodlands. But we discussed last year, this isn't your first time at the Woodlands. You were the offensive coordinator there from 2017 to 2019 before
Yes.
leaving for Pine Tree in East Texas.
Yes.
How has the second year as head coach been compared to last year in your first season as head coach?
So whenever you take over a program, I had a lot of kids that I'd known as freshmen whenever I left. And whenever I got back, I had a lot of seniors that I had from the first time around. And so I had a lot of relationships with some older kids, and I didn't have the same relationships with younger kids because, we do see a lot of transfers when they come into high schools. And so with our middle school being a little bit smaller. And so I had a lot of new faces that I had to get to know. And so over the off season, over football season, and over the summer, got to know quite a few of those families, trying to get those families to really buy into me, buy into our coaching staff, and come together as a group. And the nice part is we've seen some kids that didn't play last year that come out of the classroom, and we've done a good job of recruiting our classrooms and bringing those kids out. And from a perspective on my end, noticed a lot of my faults as a head coach last year, and I've been working on trying to correct those faults that I had from last year and trying to make this program as best as it possibly can. And I try not to, there's never a point where I try and make it about me. It's always about these players and these coaches that are doing everything, and putting all the glory to those guys and putting the glory to God.
Well, that's amazing to hear. Let's talk about your offensive weapons for a second. Senior Jonathan Vidal had a ridiculous game Friday night. 352 yards in the air, 5 touchdowns, ran for 1. Kai Parker had 306 yards receiving, and all 5 of those passing touchdowns from Vidal. Man, that's quite the lethal combination you got there for the Warriors.
That was a big night the other night. Kai did some really good things out wide. Jonathan found him several different times and was able to deliver the football. Kai was one of those that didn't play last year, came out and played this year and had a phenomenal year this year.
Wow.
His brother was an all-state football player for us the last time I was here on both sides of the football. So I was really excited to get Kai out to play this year. And he's obviously a pretty good weapon for Jonathan. But, we've got other weapons out there too. We're just going to see, got to be able to do the things we need to do as the year goes on to get things right. So.
Sure. Well, on the defensive side of the ball, you've got a couple of juniors that seem to be standouts. Hudson Bardwell had 15 solo tackles, 5 assists. Duke Heisey pitched in with 9 solo tackles, 6 assists, and a fumble recovery. Talk about their play in the first game of the season.
So Hudson was phenomenal the other night. He did a great job flying around, made a lot of plays, a lot of effort plays, especially being able to contain their quarterback in the pocket and trying. I know he got loose a few times, but we tried to do what we could. And he's not always been the fastest kid, but he was finding his way to be able to take that kid down as much as possible. But he was running from sideline to sideline. We had another linebacker who was actually out that game, who's actually one of our highest recruited kids we have here who didn't even play in that game. He stepped up and made a lot of plays that we usually look at Grayson to make. And so, we're really excited about what Hudson was able to do on Friday. And then Duke has been Mr. Steady back there. He stepped in last year after game 1 in the middle of the game whenever one of our safeties got hurt, and as a sophomore started playing and didn't relinquish the spot the rest of the year. And he's been getting better and better. And, now that you have a year under your belt of pretty much being the starter, and now you're a junior and you have the ability to be able to do what he does, and he controls the back end and tries to make sure the back end's right and communicating what's going on. And not to mention Duke's actually one of our captains, and he makes a big difference in focally from the back end on what he's able to do, and being able to get people right from the back end.
That's impressive, man. They both played well, and anticipate they're going to be factors in Friday night's game as well. Well, obviously, you guys have seen film on the Lions and Clayton Sebecki, who had a similar night to Vidal, but he ran for 5 touchdowns and threw for 1. So different type of player, but impactful for sure. So what's the plan to stop the Lions this week?
Well, Clayton had a pretty good game against us last year too. I know he was more of a running back last year and such of a quarterback as much as he was last year. But
right.
He's a dynamic player. I mean, when you start looking at somebody as fast as he is and has an arm that can be able to launch the ball to go with some things, we're going to have to be on our toes with him. If he's going to be one of those that if he gets loose, that it's going to be a hard time trying to catch him. And so we're going to do what we can to try and contain his abilities and be able to look at what we can do to take care of business on that.
Well, 2 high-powered offenses and 2 solid defenses, man. It's going to be a good game Friday night. I know it's a non-district game, but I know it's important for the rest of the season, kind of setting the stage and the tone. So look forward to a good game on Friday night.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it as well.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time so much, and we'll look for you down in the Woodlands on Friday. Good luck the rest of the season.
safe travels to all of the faith coming down.
That's the Woodlands Christian Academy head coach, Colby Hull, right here on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network.
Appreciate Coach Colby Hull giving us a few minutes this week to catch up before the game this week. Coming up next, the Bobby Holland Show. And promise this time it's not going to be upside down. If you joined us last week, we had an upside down Bobby Holland Show. But had a chance to visit with him, and we'll play that here shortly. Time for our weekly visit with head coach Bobby Holland on the Bobby Holland Show. And as Coach said last week, we hoped we were talking about a 1-0 Lions team, and sure enough we are after a 42-21 win at home. Appreciate the time this morning. Thanks for joining me.
You bet.
Well, first I want to apologize to you and the viewers at home for the upside down Bobby Holland Show we had last week. You joked earlier that we have a big following in Australia, and that was our shout out to them. But it wasn't like that on my phone. It wasn't like that on my preview screen. But we're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. But good news is we're talking about a Lions win today, which is a good thing. So what were some of your big takeaways from the game on Friday night?
Well, we're very thankful for the victory. It was a fun night. It was a great atmosphere at our stadium. And I really love the way our players got out to a great start. We got off to a 21-0 lead. And then credit to Brook Hill for clawing their way back into the game. It was a 7-point game with 9 minutes to go. It was very close. And then our players were able to rally in key moments and slam the door shut on them. Like I said, credit to Brook Hill. They're a good program. They're not going to give up. I also feel like maybe we allowed them to stick around. And so now that I love the way we started, I love the way we finished. Now we got to be able to keep the hammer down when we get off to a lead.
Yeah, work on those things in between the bookends.
That's right.
Well, the obvious standout of the night was Clayton Sebecki, who was just ridiculous. 208 yards on the ground, 5 touchdowns, 15-20 for 156 yards passing and a touchdown. You said you had high expectations of him this year, and he really showed that against Brook Hill.
Yeah, I did. One thing that's really commendable for him, he had a fumble early in the game and was able to put that behind him and move on and execute the offense and then have a great rest of the night. It was great to see him in his leadership and his composure during that. But they double-teamed Ben Wagner early in the game, and we knew that would open up running lanes for Clayton, and it did. And he hurt him on the ground. They got out of their original game plan, started packing the box more, and then that opened up a lot of throws on the perimeter. And so, Coach Ware does such a great job of taking whatever the defense gives you and having answers for no matter what the defense does, and then structuring practice in a way so that we can execute whatever we need to do in a game. And the kids did a great job.
Well, Ben Wagner, mentioned him. He had a good night, 100 yards receiving. Matthew Rotella-Kershaw with a touchdown reception. Noah Smith, 36 yards, which doesn't sound like a lot, but they were key 3rd or 4th down situations when he received those. So you had contributions from others, even though Clayton kind of stole the stats. You had contributions from others on the team as well.
That's right. Noah's really stepping up for us. We're really happy with his progress. One of the greatest things about being a high school coach is you're always surprised every year by guys who can come out of nowhere and be great contributors for you. And Noah is certainly doing that. We have some other guys in that boat as well.
Well, I know after a game like that, even though you got the win, you're always looking for areas to improve. Obviously, there were some, costly turnovers at times, some untimely penalties that would be avoidable. What were some of those things you and your staff noticed to work on this week to try to improve on?
Turnovers, penalties that kind of discipline type penalties. We had a couple personal fouls that we need to get rid of. Some special teams penalties where we held them on downs. And then twice on a punt, we got a face mask and we lined up in the kind of the neutral zone surrounding the deep snapper. And so we gave them the ball back, and I treat that like a turnover. Whenever it's 4th down and they're punting and we don't end up with the ball when the play's over, that's a turnover. And so we certainly need to clean that up. And then defensively, we need to do a better job stopping the run. Our linebackers didn't see guards pulling for a majority of the night, and Brook Hill was able to hurt us with that. Fortunately, they weren't able to get many plays over 15 yards because we lined up well and we played hard. We gave great effort and we tackled well. But I think our defense has the potential to play much, much better.
That's exciting to hear. Well, one thing to note is last Friday night was your birthday. So in addition to the Lions win, I know you got to celebrate that with your family and so forth. How was that celebrating the Lions win over the weekend?
It was great. I mean, that's an unforgettable night to get our first victory of the year. On my birthday, the players sang happy birthday on the field at the end of the game. I got some nice gluten-free cakes, so that was fun. We got to go to the Cowboy game with some players Saturday night, and then my parents came into town. We went to dinner Sunday, so it was really special. It was pretty fun.
That's awesome. Well, we turn our attention south to the Woodlands Christian Academy Warriors. Coach Colby Hull and the Warriors trying to avenge a 48-7 loss here to Grapevine Faith last year. They've got a talented quarterback themselves in Jonathan Vidal. Last week against Cooper, standout game, 5 touchdowns passing, ran for 1. Over 300 yards passing. Kai Parker caught all 5 of those touchdown passes. Again, over 300 yards receiving for him. Both of those guys have to be on your radar this week.
Yeah, for sure. That's a program that's moving in the right direction. They're a way better team now than they were a year ago. And I think they were a better team in week 10 last year than they were in week 2. So their coaches are doing a really nice job. And we had seen their 2 scrimmages, and their offense was pretty vanilla. And then Friday night, when it's a real game, they came out with a bunch of new formations and found a lot of ways to get their quarterback into space and their receiver Kai Parker into space. And so they do a really nice job scheming to get their good athletes the ball with room to hurt you. And so we're going to need to do a great job communicating and lining up and playing hard. They're a good team.
Well, I asked this question to Coach Hull, and I asked the same of you. You know, you can do the 2-days, the scrimmages and the prep and all of that, but you really don't know what you have until you strap the pads on and have that first regular season game, right? So I know there were some takeaways from this first game you guys were able to capitalize on.
Yeah, absolutely. We only have a couple guys who have varsity starting experience. So we're a very young, inexperienced team. And so you're right, going into Friday night, it was a mystery to see, who's going to step up in the moment, who's going to maybe feel the pressure. And so the fact that we got off to such a great start really says a lot about our kids. We just want to focus on the things that we can control, not worry about outside distractions, and just focus on executing what we know to do, and our kids did a great job of that.
Well, it should be a shootout with 2 powerful offenses and two defenses trying to keep them at bay this Friday night. So, again, we hope next week we're talking about a 2-0 team. Coach, we really appreciate the time.
Thank you.
That's head coach Bobby Holland here on the Bobby Holland Show. Your Lions travel just north of Houston to the Woodlands to take on the Woodlands Christian Academy Warriors. Next, right here on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network.
National Anthem. Tonight we are led by the Woodlands Christian Academy Band under the direction of Bill Swiger.
National anthem there by the Woodlands Christian Academy Band. Steve Anthony alongside Jack Wharton. Jack, ready for some more Friday Night Football, man. You can't beat it.
Hello, Steve.
Hello, Jack.
Thank you for having me again tonight. Again, it's a game-by-game contract I have with the school and with you.
You haven't been fired yet, neither have I, so I guess we're going to keep doing it. We're a little hot here on Mixler. Apologies there. We're going to turn this down here. But, yeah, we're ready for some football tonight. The captains are headed out to midfield. I want to thank Mark Edwards, our cameraman tonight. And we're down here in the Woodlands. Fought the traffic down here. Wasn't too bad till we got a little bit, probably 20, 30 minutes away from the stadium. Woodlands, I will say this. The Woodlands Christian Academy has been unbelievably hospitable. They were a huge help when we were trying to get in and get set up. And, man, I just so thankful to Coach Hull, to Josh and some others that really helped us get set up. Now, we are on top of the press box tonight. Jack, you want to say hi? Well,
Hello.
We're here on top, so we've got beautiful scenery around us, pine trees. There's for the nursing home crowd. There's your Jack Wharton right here. That's your target audience. But we're excited to be here and looking forward to this game tonight. But as I mentioned, getting into the stadium was not too bad. Again, unbelievably hospitable. Woodlands Christian Academy folks. You may hear me call them the Woodlands. You may hear me call the Warriors. I'll try to mix it up. The Woodlands Christian Academy is a little bit long to say on every single play, but
I think you could do TWCA.
We could.
Their little nickname, moniker is, I guess.
Yeah, that's their acronym. So the Warriors coming off a very successful opening game last Friday night on the road, beating Cooper 42-21.
Complete hatred for John Cooper.
Boy, I'm telling you, there was a ton of hatred for John Cooper.
And I was senior
yes.
and every senior's highlight was beating John Cooper either last week or just for the last 2 years.
So it looks like the Warriors won the toss, and they're going to defer to the second half, so the Lions will receive the opening kickoff. So Colby Hull trying to avenge a loss in Grapevine last year. 48-7, I think, was that final, if I'm not mistaken.
Was not close, Steve.
But you heard in this pregame interview that Coach Hull's really looking at Jonathan Vidal, their starting quarterback, who had just a monster game last week. 5 passing touchdowns, over 300 yards passing. All 5 of those touchdowns to Kai Parker. He did run for one as well, did Jonathan Vidal. And on the other side of the field, we all know kind of like Clayton Sebecki had last Friday night. Running for 5 touchdowns, passing for 1, over 200 yards on the ground. And, again, Ben Wagner, Noah Smith, Michael Alford. Matthew Rotella Kirschbaum as well. I just drew a blank there for a second, but he had a lot of contributions last Friday night. So, folks, we're on top of the press box, and if that music you hear, there's literally a giant speaker right next to where we're set up here.
Yeah, so hopefully that won't be a distraction. It reminded me of a UTA used to play on the stage over at Texas Hall, and
yes.
I was doing a women's basketball game, and some guy dropped every cuss word imaginable, and he was right behind me, so it was very loud on that place too. So
I'm listening to the YouTube right now. I think we're okay. All right, it's time for some football here. Grapevine Faith Lions and the Woodlands Christian Warriors ready to kick off. It is 7:32. Number 84, Campbell Young, to kick off for the Warriors. Ben Wagner and Clayton Sebecki deep for the Lions. We'll see if they choose to kick it all the way back or if they're going to try to squib it. And they do. They're going to kick it short. Caught about the 28-yard line. Nathan Triggerstead. Good coverage there by the Warriors. Nathan Triggerstead with the one of the upbacks. So the Lions will start 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line.
Number 80 for the Warriors.
We got a full crew tonight, Jack. Last night, Tom Hudnall and I called the JV game at Fort Worth Country Day, and they had 3 officials. So at least we got a full crew here. So.
yeah, let's see how the refs do tonight, Steve. I was impressed with the crew last week.
You were. You gave them lots of props for their athletic prowess
good.
And their ability to run all over the field. So Michael Alford in the backfield.
I like Alford in the backfield. Kid's going to bang around for a couple yards if he gets the ball.
So a little different look. 3 receivers here on the near sideline. Snap back to Sebecki. Inside pass. Caught. Noah Smith, reception. Gain of about 1.5 yards on the play. It's actually going to give him just 1 yard on the play. So the Lions quick to the line of scrimmage again. Signs being signaled in by offensive coordinator Derek Ware. Jack Bourne over there helping as well. There's a snap back to Sebecki. There's a flag down on the play, looking for Ben Wagner deep. Oh, almost made a great, spectacular catch.
Yeah.
Yep.
We saw a couple of those last week as well. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
Well, we talked to Coach Holland this week in the pregame, and you heard some things that they needed to clear up are some just really unnecessary penalties they had last week, Jack. There's some unsportsmanlike conduct, roughing the passer, and unfortunately, a few of those were really critical timing. They had the Brook Hill guard stopped and were going to take over the ball on turnovers or on the next play, and on that play, and they ended up giving the ball back. And Coach Holland talked about it. He considers that a turnover. When you're about to when you should be taking possession of the ball and you don't, that's a turnover.
Well, that one roughing the passer ended up scoring on the next play.
Yep. All right, 2 receivers split to each side. There's Sebecki on the keeper. Good penetration there by the Warriors, and they're going to take him back for a loss of 1 on the play. So there is it's no penalty.
Well, I really don't like to see that inside run by Sebecki. We got Cosby's on the sidelines. I know he's playing JV. He's nursing an injury.
Yep. All right, so big third down play here on the first series for the Lions. 3rd down and 6, ball at the 37-yard line. We'll call it 3rd and 5. Again, Alford in the backfield with Sebecki. There's a snap, a little pass over the side to Noah Smith. Caught the 40. Taken down about the 41-yard line. Be shy of his first down by about 2 yards. So it's going to bring up 4th and 2. Let's see what Bobby Holland has dialed up here. Looks like he's got this will be 4-down territory. The offense is not moving anywhere, Jack. They're going for this. So trying to set the tempo early and kind of send a message, if you will. Alford stays in the backfield. Again, 2 receivers split to each side.
Sorry, Steve, I have to bend over now to write my notes down on each play. Takes me a couple seconds.
There's a whistle. Let's see, the officials are not sure what we've got. The officials are going to talk it over. Umpire blew his whistle and came in.
I mentioned last week that the ref crew was a very well in shape crew.
Yes, you did. They were fleet of foot.
I will let the fans figure out this week's crew.
So there was no change in personnel. The Lions stayed on the field, so there weren't anybody switching off. Okay. 4th down and 1.
It's not that hard. You just remove the rubber band and the finger over.
I had it 4th and 2. I guess they spotted it at the 41. So 4th down and 1. Snap back to Sebecki. He's going to keep it here on the left side. He's got enough for the first down. Out close to the 45-yard line. But that's going to move the chain. So that's a big play there for the Lions.
Yeah, it almost looked like Matthew Rotella was trying to make the 1-yard lost tackle back there. it looked like he almost stopped him himself. So.
Well, again, very effective running game with the ball in Clayton Sebecki's hand. So 1st down and 10, ball at the 44-yard line. Just starting here, Lions in their first possession. There's a pass down the middle of the field. He's got Ben Wagner wide open at the 15, the 10. Touchdown, Grapevine Faith. Perfect. No flags on the play.
Perfect pass right into the breadbasket for Ben, and he was barely even running. He was just kind of jogging along. Great catch, great pass.
He was a good 5 to 6, maybe almost 10 yards behind the defenders, and Clayton Sebecki put it right on the numbers.
By the way, I'm distracted by your computer here, Steve, watching the camera work of one great Mark Edwards.
Well,
I mean, he's trying to focus on the players like he's a professional.
Is that what he's doing? Okay, I didn't know.
Probably some people are having some seizures over some.
Josh Holroyd in for the extra point, and he boots it through, and that one is true. So the Lions, on their first possession, take a 7-0 lead very quickly here in the game. So, man, great first down run by Clayton Sebecki when they needed it. Big 4th and 1 play from their own 44, Jack. And then got it down, I guess, to the 40. How long was that pass play? Do you have the numbers on that?
I was going to be a 52-yard pass play, I believe, Steve.
I think that's right.
My numbers are correct here.
Just absolutely picture perfect. Beautiful, beautiful pass by Clayton.
2-minute 2-minute, 14-second drive encompasses 68 yards. Great to get out of the box like that.
Man, no question. Well, especially when you convert on a big fourth down play like that, and you're going to keep the ball, and then to turn around and come back and score on that is huge.
A little shout out to Conrad Doss. He hosted me today down here in Houston, and he's listening to us right now.
Remind everybody at halftime today, our Stories of Faith is with Grapevine Faith dad Kevin Abercrombie, who's also one of our broadcast buddies. We've got some other broadcast buddies as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot the broadcast buddies today. It's going to be Grit Productions and Expositions. Thank you, guys. Tara James and Mark James. Roberto Gonzalez and NG Concrete. Brian Dooley, and then Kevin Abercrombie.
Well, we appreciate.
That's all right. Did I miss somebody?
No, we appreciate the support. We wouldn't be on the air without them. So we're very, very thankful for them. Josh Holroyd to kick it.
I am forgetting somebody, Mark or Steve, and I'll remember who
if it comes to you, man. Big boot by Josh. Right out of the corner of the end zone, not returned. That's a great kick by Josh Holroyd.
Well, I mean, that's also key to the special teams is also key to the game as well, Steve.
No doubt.
Holroyd had a pretty good week last week. I like the way his consistency on his extra points drilled right down the middle, much like the one tonight. Maybe a little bit stronger on the kickoffs you could ask for, but it went out of the end zone and you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, man, can't beat it. All right, so here come the first look that we get at Jonathan Vidal. Again, had an amazing game last week. Over 300 yards passing, 5 touchdowns to Kai Parker. Jonathan Vidal is number 5. Kai Parker is number 3, so you're going to keep an eye on him. There's a man in motion. Snap back to Vidal. Is looking here on the near side. Kind of screened there. Caught. Still on his feet. It's number 7. There's a flag down.
You're gonna have a hold back here.
Still on his feet. He's out over the 50. Being chased down finally by Ben Wagner. But there is a flag down. So that play, we'll see if that comes back or not.
Real quick, Steve, I was going to tell you, David Campese and Campese Restaurants, the last broadcast.
There we go.
If you're sitting at home right now and need a salami pizza, that's the place to call.
Well, again, without their support, we wouldn't be on the air. We are excited. We have our own MacBook on order, Jack. Should be here. We heard it's been shipped, so we're hoping to have that. That's going to be a block in the back against the Warriors, so erases a really, really good play there. Cameron Leslie on the reception. Just a simple little kind of flanker screen there in the flat, Jack, and he took it to the middle of the field and then over to the far sideline.
I actually kind of saw Corbin come over here. He had that play sniffed out pretty quickly, but it's like he kind of got screened.
I was going to say
one of the blockers.
Yes,
and that may have been part of the problem, or I guess the penalty. I guess
the right tackle came out. And kind of, again, I don't think it was an illegal screen by any means. Just happened to be in the area. He got in the way is basically what happened.
Well, after you get downfield, it's a point of spot foul. Walk it back 15 yards, and there's just a 3-yard loss on that play.
Yeah. So they're going to repeat the down. So it's first down. If that sounds weird, it's first down and 7.
12.
No. He's again from the spot of the foul. So repeat the down. So it takes it back.
No, they're on the 25 there, Steve. 8.
My bad. Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong marker. Thank you. It is actually 13. Yep,
bad.
Thank you. Y'all keep me honest here tonight.
You got me thrown off.
Keep me honest tonight, man. So 2 receivers split to each side. Here comes Kai Parker in motion. There's snap back, a little pitch to Parker on the end around. Trying to get to the outside, taken out of bounds about the 30-yard line. So gain of about 8 on the play. Warriors fans wanted a penalty.
I thought Corbin did a really good job pulling up like he did. He just got his hands on the player, didn't really tackle him.
So they mark it down at the 29-yard line.
But I'm a big Corbin Irwin fan.
Oh, I am too, man. I am too. So again, 2 powerful offenses tonight. We'll see what the defense is going to do here to shut these down. Second down and we'll call it second down and 6. There's a pass to the far side, overthrown, intended for Leslie. Clock stop with 9:25 left here in the first quarter. Again, Lions leading 7-0. The Warriors won the toss, elected to defer to the second half. The Lions received the opening kickoff, had a huge 4th and 1 play around their own 44-yard line. Converted on that, and the next play from scrimmage was a bomb from Clayton Sebecki to Ben Wagner to put them on the board. So 7-0 Lions leading. Snap back to Vidal. He scrolls to his left. Has a man open. That's enough for a first down. Knocked out of bounds at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Charlie Donovan looked like he was a couple steps behind him on that play. Maybe I didn't see the dip in, but that's probably what happened, a little V cut there.
Pass complete to Logan Mills. So like the Lions, the Warriors have a lot of weapons. Tight formation here. 3 receivers on this side. Here's a pass here in the flat. Number 21 gets around the left edge.
And constantly they're blocking before they even have the pass thrown, and that's illegal. So hopefully we'll see a call tonight. So,
well, that's that's enough for a first down. Excuse me, second down play. They started to move the chains. So it is 2nd down and 5. Ball spotted at the inside line territory at their 48-yard line. So 4 receivers, kind of a flanker. He's pulling. There's Vidal looking to run, the quarterback keeper. He stays on his feet and has enough for the first down. So Vidal did have that 1 rushing touchdown last week against Cooper. And the Warriors now moving the football. See what kind of adjustments the Lions can make here. 4 receivers out on the far side, 1 on the near side. So see what Vidal does. Just snap. He's going to be a keeper inside the 40 to 35, inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line.
Well, I'm noticing there's 2 players engaged with one high, 1 low. I wonder if the refs are going to see that tonight.
Oh, a chop block, huh? Lions switching out a couple personnel.
The one good thing with them running, Steve, that might mean we get out of here earlier tonight.
4 receivers here on the near side, 1 on the far side. So 5 receivers in the pattern here.
Dang it.
There's offside. It's going to be offside as a free play. Deep corner of the end zone, and that is incomplete. But there's an offside.
They're going to call it on. They're going to call it on Woodlands Christian.
Oh, okay.
A little movement.
The Lions jumped, but then we thought they got back.
Switched it.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be offsides on the Lions. Hard count there by Vidal. Lions jumped.
Vidal's experienced. Probably got a little head bob on that.
Yep. And sure enough, that's a penalty against the Lions. So repeat first down. Now it's 1st and 5. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line. Defense looking to step up here. Again, 5 receivers, 4 on the near side for the Warriors. Snap back to Vidal. He's looking to pass. He's got Kai Parker wide open to the end zone. Touchdown.
Vidal's pass is complete to number 3, Kai Parker, for a Warrior touchdown.
Well, Jack, like we said, we knew that it was going to be a shootout tonight. And Kai Parker, we knew was going to be a factor.
Yeah.
Wait. Sorry, I thought you wanted your mic turned down.
Yeah, no, I wanted it up, Steve.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to help here.
They got the big old swinging gate. They're going for 2 here, Steve.
Yeah, they are. There it is, out past, and he's getting the end zone for a touchdown. So the Warriors take an 8-7 lead. 7 minutes, 56 seconds left here in the first quarter. And again, this is not a surprise. We expected this to be a shootout with 2 high-power offenses with 2 really good quarterbacks.
Yeah, this it's going to be a tough game. It's got to be a score for score. I don't think you really have the option of not scoring on every drive.
Well, it's going to be kind of a bend, don't break at some point in this game. We're going to hope that the Lions defense can step up and make some stops. Last night in the JV game, they made some really good adjustments when the Country Day. I know it's a completely different offense and different school, but they did make adjustments, and so hopefully the varsity can do that. So again, 7:56 here left in the first quarter. This is kind of crawling along, man. Got Jack dancing up here on top of the press box. Reminder to stick around at halftime, folks, for our Stories of Faith this week with Grapevine Faith dad Kevin Abercrombie. Kevin was or is, I guess. I think he may be like semi-retired. Hollywood stuntman. And before that, he was an ER doctor. He was a physician.
Interesting,
dude. It's an amazing story. They've got.
I too was a stuntman too, Steve.
they've got triplet sons, and Colin, one of the triplet sons, plays football here, and he talks about how they were drawn here. Colin felt God's calling on his life to come to Grapevine Faith. Called his name a lot last week, so I hope he'll be calling it again this week. So here's Campbell Young again to kick. Anticipate, kind of a little pooch kick again, up short. Oh, fumble, pick back up, still on his feet. Walker Little. Excuse me, Jace Morgan. Apologies, attaboy Jace. They're blowing whistles like crazy. I don't see a flag. Oh, there is a flag down. I think we're going to have an offside on the kickoff. That looks like Walker Little, the way he runs and the way he walks.
I've got him down as 32, Walker Little here, Steve.
Oh, I'm looking. You know what? I'm looking down here. That is correct. Walker, I apologize. I'm looking at that. Yes, fold that in half so I don't do that again.
I'm going to fold this in half so you know exactly where your roster is.
I've got the JV roster and the varsity roster on the same sheet, so that's on me. Apologies, Walker.
A little bobble there by Walker. Gained his composure and then got a pretty good run out of that.
He had a big run last night for a touchdown. Got out in the open. A couple, actually. So the offside penalty against the Warriors is going to be declined.
Is that what they call illegal procedures?
Yeah, I think it was offsides or they had something. There was a 5-yard penalty, so they could opt to re-kick. But the Lions, with good field position here at their own 47-yard line, declined the penalty. And they'll take over 1st and 10. Officials got to try to get on the same page if they can.
I don't know what's going on. This is exactly when you know this crew's not very good, when there's a lot of discussion going on amongst themselves and with the coaches.
I think Coach Hull is trying to convince them that it has to be enforced and they've got to re-kick, but I
don't think that's true.
No, it's not.
On the spot of where you got it, or
I mean, I don't blame him if that's what he was arguing, but the lines do decline. Oh, sorry, it's 5 yards tacked on top of the end of the run, so we'll take that as well. Don't listen to me, folks. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, the Lions with an interesting lineup here. They themselves have 4 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. So Clayton Sebecki, the lone running back. So Coach Ware opting for a little different setup here. There's Sebecki's a pass out to Ben Wagner on the side. They're going to call that a forward pass.
I don't think that
now they're calling it incomplete.
I was going to say.
It hit his hands, hit the ground, and normally if it's a forward pass, he'd immediately rule it incomplete, but they didn't.
Well, we're standing right on the 42-yard line or 47-yard line of the Grapevine Faith Lions, and it looked like it was forward.
Yeah. All right. So now back to what looks like a familiar formation. 2 receivers on each side. Michael Offord in the backfield with Clayton Sebecki. 2nd down and 10. Should be a free play here, offsides. Oh, gosh. Ben Wagner got absolutely decleated by the defender. I don't think it was intentional at all.
No, I don't think it was unintentional either. But
well, Ben looked back for the ball, and then so there's going to be 2 penalties on the play here. Both should be against the Woodlands Christian Academy. Ben got his bell rung there for a second. I think he's okay. No, he's still in the game. He's fine.
Unnecessary roughness, or what do you call that?
No, so I believe we have offside, and then it should be pass interference.
Okay.
So we'll see what the calls are. So they would probably decline the onside. They can't accept both penalties unless they were dead ball. So the line judge on the far side is saying that they're going to decline the offside. So
I don't know if I'm Woodlands Christian, I'm probably telling my guys, don't fall for the hard count. I don't know. We're, like 5 minutes into this game, and they've got it twice already?
Coach Hull wants to hear from the officials. So, offsides against the Warriors is going to be declined. And then pass interference against the Warriors will be accepted. I'm not sure. The Warriors fans are upset, and I'm not sure which game they're watching. They must be looking at another high school game online because the entire stadium saw Ben Wagner get completely decapitated. So that's probably the easiest call you're going to see tonight, Jack.
Yeah, we've got a colorful crew of Warrior fans to our right, and they sound like they're about 80 years old yelling at the TV over here. Oh, I wish I could have gotten that guy on the microphone.
We may send Jack down at the end of the game with our
We
wireless.
got the wireless. Like, hey,
yeah.
I just want to touch base with you real fast.
What
Tell
were
me
you-
what you saw on that play.
Exactly. What were your opinions of the officials tonight, sir? All right.
This discombobulation of field spotting, penalties, all that. This is a bad crew. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there.
It feels a little messy. It feels a little messy. Oh, 1st and 10 for the Lions at the Warriors' 33-yard line.
It's just not crisp.
Yeah,
like last week was.
It's been a little awful.
You
Definitely.
knew the guy in the white hat was in charge last week.
Trevor Williams snap back to Sebecki, looking to pass. Out to Ben Wagner. Caught in for the touchdown.
What a catch. What a catch.
No flags on the play.
Don't go over there, Ben. Do not go over there. Okay.
Unbelievable. Ben Wagner with the circus catches he's had already in the first 2 games of the season.
I saw Ben running over there. I thought he was going to say something to the young man just to let him know that, hey, I caught that pass. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah. Thanks for not doing that.
Yeah.
Josh Holroyd to kick the extra point.
Let's get a little shout out for Christian Corley holding the football.
Oh yeah, Christian the holder for sure.
Spot.
No
tough
doubt.
Spot to earn the right to do.
No doubt.
Or get dumped on. Voluntold.
One of the two voluntold. Oh, snap, bad snap. Christian Corley picks it up.
Yep, jinx.
He's trying to get out of it. He completes the pass to Josh Holroyd, who runs it in for the extra point.
I just gave Christian Corley the jinx, and he overcame it.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, Christian.
Wow. I'll tell you what, so that 2-point conversion is good. So the Lions take a 15-8 lead, 7 minutes, 11 seconds left here in the first quarter. I'll tell you what, Jack, that has got to be so frustrating for the defense when you have a busted play, balls on the ground, you actually have the guy in your grasp.
Yeah.
How Christian Corley got that ball away is beyond me.
Yeah.
Complete heads-up play by Josh to be on the lookout, and then Josh did the rest of the work to get in the end zone. So
that drive didn't take very long, 48 yards. It took 46 seconds, 45 seconds. I apologize. I guess we're in for a shootout, Steve.
Well, this is
and sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Corley. I didn't mean to shout out for your son and then him drop the snap. But great pass play.
Right. Just kidding. All right, so we're playing 12-minute quarters, right, Jack?
12-minute quarters.
So, man, we're not even 5 minutes into this game, and we've already had 3 scores. Lions leading 15-8.
I don't think we're going to get out of here early like I hoped, Steve.
Nope, they pushed the game back to 7:30, which means a later trip home for those of us driving back tonight. But we're glad you're joining us here on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network. And the Lions leading 15-8 in the first quarter. 7 minutes, 11 seconds left. Steve Anthony alongside Jack Wharton, Mark Edwards on our camera. Here from the Woodlands Christian Academy in the Woodlands, Texas. So Josh Holroyd to do the honors. See if he booms another one out of the end zone. Kind of a line drive kick. That's going to go out of bounds about the 20. So didn't quite catch that one.
Did we
Jack,
get 3 flags on that? I think we all could see it went out of
right.
bounds. Just throw one flag.
Jack, you interviewed him last week after the game, and you made the point, and we noticed it in pregame in his field goals, but also on his kickoffs. It seemed like he has a stronger leg this year, and he mentioned that he'd been doing some workouts in the offseason.
Yeah, I think it's very evident that Josh has worked on his kicking game. Last year it was kind of an afterthought, I thought. We had the game against – the only opportunity he really had was against Legacy Christian, and that game was a blinding rainstorm.
I
think you were gone.
I was gone that
yeah.
game. I was out of town on business.
And that was when I was happy we were in a press box because it was cold and wet and rainy. And poor Josh Holder, they asked him to go out there and kick like a 45-yarder into the wind.
Right.
It's like, come on.
All right, so the Lions defense back out, seeing if they can't get a stop here.
I know probably Christian's grandparents are listening in New Mexico. I think they were big listeners last year, so they're probably listening tonight as well.
Most likely. Max Martin, Ryan Perdue, and Austin Bowling on that front 3 for the Lions. 2 receivers split to each side for the Warriors. Bo Ellis in the backfield with Jonathan Vidal. They're going to have to find an answer for him. There's a pass here to the near side. Great play by Corbin Irwin.
Corbin's got that play snipped out. He just got to get around that end that comes around.
Great play by Corbin to get in there. Had to sneak around again. That right tackle's pulling on that play.
Yeah, we saw him as a senior tonight. Tammy, he's going to University of Chicago to study, I believe, chemical engineering.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's not his senior night here for the Warriors. They do theirs early in the season. There's a snap back to Vidal. He's going to keep it, brings it around the left side. Guys are in pursuit. Hit hard hit there. Ben Wagner with the hit.
Ben Wagner, Corbin Irwin on the tackle.
Gain of about 5, we'll call it 6 on the play.
Rotella was right there. He just didn't swing it wide enough. He was watching that inside handoff, and Vidal just went right around the outside.
The down marker, I was going to say, he's way back at the 28-yard line. It's ball's on the 35, so second down and 5.
Remember, Steve, these are volunteers.
Yeah, Vidal rolling to his right, looking downfield. There's a pass. Broken up, almost intercepted. Colin Abercrombie sniffed that out, almost picked off, and if he picks that off, he's gone the other way.
He laid on the down marker. Now it is 4th down.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was confused. 3rd. Yeah, I thought it was too. Wow, big stop there by the Lions.
We'll have to send Mark down there to get back on the chain
on the chain gang. Where's Braxton Corley? He can whip him into shape. Ben Wagner back at his own 35-yard line. End over end kick. Ben's going to pick it up at about the 24. Brings it here to the near side, looking to pick up some blocks. Cuts it back upfield. Out to the 45-yard line, so a nice little return there. No flags on the play, so the Lions will start 1st and 10 from their own 45 with a 15-8 lead and 5 minutes, 52 seconds left here in the first quarter. We'll make sure we give our appreciation to the Woodlands Christian Academy for their really, really gracious generosity tonight and hospitality. Allowed us to get close with our equipment, get it up here to the press box, give us a spot, give us an internet access.
Yeah.
So you don't see that too often.
Christian Academy.
Yeah. So, again, 2 receivers split to each side. Clayton Sebecki in the backfield with Michael Alford. There's a handoff to Alford. Takes it right up the middle. At 5 yards, just blows forward for 5 yards.
I don't think he's going to get stopped on full steam.
Man, like a little fire plug.
I'm sure we're going to see more Sebecki running the ball in this half. I actually like giving him some plays off, some time off.
Yep. Well, Matthew Rotella Kirschbaum, who has also lined up as running back, is out split here as a flanker, kind of slot position, along with Noah Smith, Ben Wagner, and Christian Corley, the wideouts. 2nd down and 5. Lions seeing if they can score on their 3rd consecutive possession. Snap back, pass to Noah Smith in the flat, picks up a block from Ben Wagner. Almost loses the football, but he's out inside the 45-yard line for a Lions 1st down.
Looked like Wagner couldn't hold that block to the outside, and then Noah got caught up. He could have probably cut it on the inside, maybe gained a couple more yardage.
Well, that's one of those ones that, depending on how that block looks, if it looks dirty, the referee's going to throw a flag for a hold. Yeah. But it was a great block by Ben. Like you said, he kind of had to hold it long enough without actually holding him. Keep him engaged.
You need like a half more second on that block.
Yep. 1st and 10 at the Warriors' 45-yard line. Kind of pump fake there. There's a pass to Ben Wagner. Goes up and catches it. He's hit. Great catch by Ben Wagner.
We talked about Sebecki getting beat up last week. I think Ben Wagner's going to be beat up this week.
Yeah.
He's made some really good catches and gotten hit for it already tonight.
Yep. Ben's going to be hitting the ice bath tonight for sure afterwards. But it's really Clayton has not had to do a whole lot on the ground. He had that big 4th and 1 on that 4th and 1 play. He had that big run for a 1st down on their first possession, but it's been mostly Ben Wagner.
Yeah, kind of throwing off maybe the defense a little bit, keen on Sebecki in the run.
Inside handoff to Michael Alford. He stopped after a 2-yard gain.
I mean, you don't need to call Alford every play, but I like him banging around in the middle there, getting a couple 2, 3, 5-yard plays.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Ball carrier for the Lions, number 52, Michael Alford. Short gain on the play by number 50.
Clock running inside of 4 minutes here in the first quarter. Lions leading 15-8. 2nd down and 9. Ball at the 28-yard line. There's a Clayton on a keeper around the right side. Picks up a couple of blocks. He's out for a 1st down. There is a flag down.
It's going to be a hold on Noah Smith.
Referee threw that from back,
You brought it up. Longer you hold that that pass block, the longer it's going to be for that ref to see you holding him. And just in case you guys didn't know, the guys down here to the right of me did call that penalty before the flag was even thrown.
They scream and hold.
Yeah, the old timer down there.
Well, that's going to erase a really good run there by Clayton Sebecki. Brings it back 10 yards. Going to bring up a long second down and probably 14. With 10. Yeah, you're right. Let's see.
Holding against the Lions. 10-yard
Yeah, ball back to the 38-yard line. So, yeah, 18. Good call, Jack. Pulled out his abacus real quick and figured that out. A slide rule, and voila.
Use Mark's toes on that as well.
So, second down and long. Snap back to Sebecki. Looking across the middle.
Ooh.
Oh, overthrown. He overthrew Noah, threw behind Ben. I'm not sure who he was targeting there. But the ball falls incomplete.
I think that was to Noah, and if that pass is on the hands, I think he had about 15 or 20 more yards to run.
Clayton's really his first kind of mishap of the night. He's been spot on with his passes to Ben and to Noah already in this game. Clock stopped, 3:37 left in the first quarter. Lions leading 15-8. Third down and 18. Ball at the 38-yard line of the Warriors. He's looking deep across the middle. Caught by Noah Smith. Goes up and gets it. Great catch by Noah. Yep. They saw an opening there.
Pulled that right out of Coach Bennett's playbook.
Bo Ellis on the tackle there.
2 times in a row.
That's going to make it fourth down. And the Lions offense stays on the field.
Alford, middle.
They need, just less than a yard. About a foot and a half. They were probably, I'm guessing they're going to stack the box. But I like a little fake handoff, kind of a play action, like Clayton taking it around the left end or right end. Let's see what they have dialed up. Nope, it's Clayton behind, straight up the middle, still on his feet. Wow. Inside the 10-yard line. More than enough for the first down.
Good effort on that one.
Well, Jack, I tell you, it is very, to me, sends a very, very sharp message on 2 plays in a row, fourth down. I know this is deeper in their territory, but Coach Bobby Holland did not hesitate for a second to keep his offense on the field and go for it. And I like that. It shows a lot of confidence in your offense.
Yeah, and we talked about question marks coming in. Defense and offensive line were pretty questionable coming into the season, just not knowing enough about them. But, boy, they really excelled last week and so far tonight. Pretty good.
There's Clayton with a sweep around the right. Looking to pass, but he's going to keep it. Cuts back to the middle of the field. He's going into the end zone untouched there when he gets back to the middle of the field. Touchdown, Grapevine Faith.
That was a good play right there.
Boy, great read by Clayton. He kept it on just a quarterback keeper around the right side, and he saw that hole stack up awful quick. The secondary came up to help, and he just planted his foot and pivoted back to his left side, brought it back to the middle of the field, and waltzed into the end zone. Josh Holroyd, see if they can add to the let's see if they go for 1 or 2 this time, Jack. Snap back to Christian. Kick is good. Now, right down the middle.
I'm not going to lie. I did not see the snap on the other one. I just saw it go down. I didn't know if it was any good or not.
Yep.
So it may not have been on Christian Corley. I don't know.
Well, Lions now up 22-8. 2 minutes, 23 seconds left. This is going to be a shootout, man. It's like we talked about. Big stand on last series for the Lions. Jack, what do you need? Just talk to me.
I need mic volume.
You need mic.
My fans can't hear me, Steve.
Oh, is that what you're getting? You're getting texts that you're on Mixler or on YouTube?
I think YouTube.
Okay. Say it again.
How about now, Steve?
All right, man. Boy, if you can't hear Jack on YouTube, that's your own fault. Now, what's really cool, Jack, is all your fans listen on YouTube. They have a volume button on there, and they can actually turn you up that way too. So, it's kind of cool.
Tune you out and then tune me in only.
I can hear you perfectly. I'm listening to the YouTube feed. I can.
Well, I don't know. So. There's a very attractive woman listening to me right now. She says she can't hear me, but
okay. You didn't tell me that your wife texted you.
I didn't say it was April.
Well, I know it's April. I know it's April. Hi, April Wharton. Yeah, folks, if you're listening tonight or watching on YouTube or listening on our Mixer channel, please give us a text at 817-980-7994. Let us know where you're listening from and who you're rooting. If you have a rooting interest here, maybe it's a relative or a friend that's playing in tonight's game. 817-980-7994. Give that to me one more time here in just 1 second. Josh Holroyd to kick. 980-7994. Let us know where you're listening from.
Yeah, maybe.
Big kick by Josh.
Yeah.
And, hits the pylon. Perfect kick by Josh Holroyd there.
Hey, by the way, it really is an 80-year-old man down here yelling at the refs. I'm not kidding. I finally saw who it is. It's this guy in the back row, I think, with the glasses.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
well,
I'm not gonna he's not even wearing the right colors for Woodlands. So
his therapist told him to get out and yell at some refs, or yell at a high school football game.
Janet Culpepper down in New Braunfels, home of the Unicorns, are listening. She's listening tonight.
Hey, want to say hey to Coach Tyler Burke. Says enjoying the broadcast. Oh, he's got up on his TV. Attaboy, Coach Burke. Love it, man.
Who's that?
Coach Burke, Tyler Burke.
Okay, all right.
And then Ryan Anholt, loving the call in the game. Anholt's enjoying the quick start by the Lions. We are too, Ryan. That's Colby Anholt and Caden Anholt's dad. There's a snap back to Vidal. Handoff back up the middle. Big room. Out close to the 40-yard line. So a big run there, almost 15 yards by Bo Ellis. Well, that's a good sign for the Warriors. They wanted to come back and respond after that last score by the Lions. The Lions defense now trying to shore this up. 1st and 10. Ball just shy of the 40-yard line. Kind of an end around here to Kai Parker. Chase down, shoots another tackle, and he's going to score. The Lions had about, I'm going to count 4 or 5 missed tackles on that.
Oh, man. Corbin had him dead to rights. He just kind of did a little juke and got around him.
Yep. So Kai Parker, again, we know he's a weapon. 5 touchdown receptions last week. I think he's calling for the football again. So now we'll see what they do. They kind of have that similar lineup or formation, I should say, to the Lions, where they take their kind of a swinging gait.
23 seconds, 75 yards. That's pretty good. That's very efficient. They're going to kick it away.
Yep, they are going to kick. 22-14.
Just either run the play or not.
Right. Well, I guess they see what they've got. Maybe the Lions had a better assessment, and they were matched up better than they were the first time when they went for 2 and got it.
Now you're rushing this kicker.
There's a snap. Oh, there's a penalty marker down.
That's going to be on Woodlands Christian. The kicker has got to get out there and get set.
Penalty on the play.
Should back them up 5 yards. Yeah, illegal procedure against the Warriors. 2 minutes exactly left here in the first quarter. I was saying, earlier that Ryan Anholt, father to Colby Anholt, who graduated last year, and Caden Anholt, who is a junior, stud baseball player. So, Ryan, we're glad the Anholts are listening. Appreciate your support.
Yeah, this kid is a kicker, and he's in 10th grade. You're going to ask him to sprint out there, get set, 5 seconds, and then kick away?
Coach Herb, home in his comfy chair, saying, Go Lions. Appreciate that, Coach. Thank you, Dr. Lambro. We got a sound check better. Thank you, Coach or Dr. Lambro. We appreciate that. We got a Warriors fan on here saying, Go Warriors. And we're happy to give shout-outs to both teams. There's a kick that is right down the middle. So definitely have ourselves a game here. 22-15, Lions lead. 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
I'll take that back, Steve. He's an 11th grader, but still that's a lot to ask of a kicker to run out there.
Yep.
And he got a penalty out of it.
The grandparents of the great Ben Wagner listening from Pagosa Springs, Colorado.
Oh, I bet it's nice weather there.
Oh, man, are you kidding me? It's not too bad here tonight.
No, not too bad.
It's the sun's down, and yeah, if you're not able to join us on YouTube, we're on the Mixlr app, MIXLR, for the Grapevine Faith Athletics, and will be the audio only portion is on Mixlr. Otherwise, I ask you to join us on our YouTube channel. Slade Corley and Mimi Lane. That is Christian Corley and Slade Corley's grandmother. Her husband,
listening
the great
from New
Tom
Mexico?
Lane.
Are they
No, I know. They're in the Grapevine area, I believe,
Okay.
somewhere. They're saying Go Lions. Yep. Love the Lane family and the Corley family. Love that you guys are listening. Rick Jensen watching on YouTube from Richardson, Texas. And the Adkins, Doug and Julie Adkins, the Adkins family out listening from Denton County. Say Go Lions. Well, I hope you're going to stick around for this one, folks. I think this is going to be a good one. 22-15, Lions lead. 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. And they're going to kick that. It's going right to Clayton Sebecki. Picks it up at the 17-yard line. Cuts back to the middle of the field. He's got a huge seam up the middle. Brings it to the near sideline. Tripped up Probably a touchdown saving tackle there by number 57, William Stanachek. Stanachek.
Talking about the weather earlier, Steve, I thought I was going to have to pull a Harry Carey. I brought some old style. I was going to take my shirt off if we needed to, if it was getting too hot out
Folks,
here.
he's kidding. We're just joking.
I didn't bring any old style, no. I'm just joking. Do you
So-
remember that funny scene, though, when Harry Carey is in the bleachers and he takes his shirt off?
Yeah. All right, 1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 38-yard line. Just inside of 2 minutes here. Inside handoff. Nope. Sebecki keeps it around the right side. Dragged down. Almost loses the football. Actually, he does lose the football. Let's see if they call him. They call him down.
Yeah, he was down before these guys next to me decided it was a fumble. So
Jackson be relentless on these guys.
I've got rabbit ears tonight, Steve.
Well, do you? Gain of 3 on the play. So 2nd down and 7.
I can't hear you very well, but I can hear these guys.
So again, very traditional formation here with 2 receivers split to each side for the Lions. Rotella Kirschbaum's really didn't have, I mean, the safety is in the middle of the field, but not really on him. It's kind of weird. There's a keeper by Sebecki again around the right side. Cuts it back to the middle of the field, still on his feet. Finally dragged down, out close to a 1st down.
Yeah, he's going to be just a yard short there.
Yep, just shy. So what we've seen them go pass heavy on a couple of series, Jack. Maybe they're setting that up here with the runs by Sebecki.
Yeah, I wonder about Rotella, though. They've got him spread out. Last week they had him in the backfield for a couple series.
Yep.
And this week I wonder if they're trying to set something up for Rotella.
So Michael Alford in the backfield with Clayton Sebecki. Here comes Ben Wagner in motion. A little flanker pitch. Breaks the tackle, cuts back to the inside. He's going to be stacked up. That's going to be a big loss on the play. Well, Jack, you don't need a yard there. I really would have liked to have seen just give it to Alford and power up the middle, or let Sebecki take it right up the middle.
Yeah.
They give Wagner forward progress after he went backwards to the 40, just shy of the 45-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like about a 3-yard loss there. 4-yard loss almost.
Once again, Bobby Holland opting to go for it here on 4th down. They may be trying a hard count here. Let's see.
End of the quarter, Steve.
Nope. Eagle-eyed Jack Wharton there, folks. That is the end of the 1st quarter.
Okay, well, what a quarter it was.
Man, 37 points scored between the two teams. I hope you took the over on the Vegas line tonight. Teams won't have to go that far. They're just going to march 10 yards to the other 45-yard line. And so we'll see if the Lions, their offense is on the field. So I don't think they have any intention of punting this ball, unless Clayton maybe does a quick kick or something. But,
he can do everything, it seems like. Hey, just a little shout-out for one of our broadcast buddies, David Campese. I left him off earlier, and we thanked him. But next week we're at ESD. Swing by the one on Lovers Lane on the way to the game. It'll be very much appreciated over there.
Probably my favorite pizza on the face of this earth. Campese is incredible. All right, so the Lions offense remains on the field. 4th down and 4. Ball at the just shy of the 45-yard line. Lions need to get to their own 48. So we'll see what they dial up here. Offered in the backfield with Sebecki again. Lions tried a hard count. They're going to change up the play, see what how the defense is lined up. Sebecki didn't back up here. They stack the box. Looks like they're coming on a blitz here. Sebecki keeping it. Rolls out to his right. There's a pass downfield looking for Ben Wagner. Almost intercepted.
Sorry, I got excited there.
Ben Wagner had to come back to the ball and knock it down. Almost intercepted there.
It was almost intercepted, then almost caught by Ben Wagner, it seemed like.
Logan Mills on the defense there. He kind of was waiting on like a punt receiver.
Yeah, Sebecki seemed to be about little in between steps, trying to figure out if he could throw it off his back foot or get planted.
Yep.
And just didn't get enough underneath that.
Hard to throw that on the run like that, kind of off balance, off the back foot, as you mentioned. So the Warriors take over on down here. Take over on downs, starting the. That was the first play of the second quarter. Excuse me. Lions leading 22-15.
April Wharton. She says we're doing a good job, Steve.
Hey,
and
well,
Mark is as well.
We hadn't gotten fired yet. I guess as soon as they fire us, we'll be done. We can watch the game from the stands. There's a little. Almost Corbin Irwin. There's a big run by, still on his feet, into the 20 to the 15. Chased down by Ben Wagner. Finally knocked down at about the 2-yard line, but a big run there.
Corbin Irwin he's just seconds away from being all over these guys.
Yep. Bo Ellis on the run there. Big run. Ben came in and tried to slap the ball away there. So tight formation here, one receiver here on the near side. Anticipate probably a run if I had to guess. The Warriors are short a man, so they send Bo Ellis back out. Play clock down to 8 seconds. They do just get there's a direct snap to number 5. Cuts back inside. That's in for the touchdown.
I think there was a hold in there, uncalled, but now I sound like the guy next to me.
Jonathan Vidal
I
on the
still
carry.
think they only had 10 players out there, Steve.
So we got a 1-point game here, 22-21. Lions elected to go for it on a 4th and 4 at their own 44-yard line. Turn the ball over on downs. And they're going to bring the kicking team out. Shift in personnel here. 1-point lead for the Lions. Warriors trying to tie it up here. Again, 11 minutes, 10 seconds. Just started the second quarter. Here's a junior Campbell Young out to attempt extra point. Snap is good, the hold is good, and so is the kick. Wow. 1 minute into the second quarter, Jack, and 44 points scored on both sides, 3 touchdowns for each team. So that's, we talked about it. We knew it was going to be two very powerful offenses going at each other, and it's just going to be to see who can stop the other one first. It's Mark Edwards with a shot of some of the Grapevine faithful that made the trip down.
I see the great Tanya Edwards out there, and looks like Colton. No, who's that? Ethan Edwards?
Ethan Edwards and Mark Saunders, excuse me. Is that Lane Corley? Is that Lane sitting right in front of Braxton? I think it might be. Well, challenge with that kind of setup there, Jack, when you go for it on 4th and don't make it, and you give them a short field and they come back and give you a real, almost a knockout punch on that first play from scrimmage on that big run by Bo Ellis. You got to make sure that you don't lose momentum, that you don't lose energy.
I like Corbin Irwin. He's right in there every time. We just need like that half second.
He's twice now has come so close to making a big tackle for either a loss or for no gain and just slipped away from Corbin's reach. Again, Ben Wagner, Clayton Sebecki back deep. They opted to kick it to Clayton. We'll see if they choose to do that again, if they're going to kick it to maybe pooch it to one of the upbacks. And they kick it. There's Noah Smith at the 22-yard line. Brings it back towards the middle of the field, looking for a seam. Pick up a couple blocks. Taken down out over the 40-yard line. 1st and 10. Good run there by Noah Smith. So good field position for the Lions. They're going to start at their own, see what they spot there, 41-yard line or so, looks like.
41,
Yep. So not bad field position for the Faith Lions.
Steve, I like to see a lot of chain moving on this drive.
Yeah, you'd like to see some clock control and some ball control.
Clock control for us to get home early enough. Ball control to score.
Right. They were more run heavy that last series. The ones before they were a little more pass heavy. So we'll see what they bring out here. Pass over to the side. Oh, falls incomplete. Intended for Rotella Kirschbaum. Falls incomplete. The incorrectly
Steve announcer's got the wrong number.
Yeah, they incorrectly identified Ben Wagner. That was Matthew Rotella Kirschbaum.
I don't think you need to say it twice, Steve. I mean, his family already saw that. You don't need to say it twice.
2nd down and 10 after that incomplete pass. Low snap back to Clayton. He's going to keep it. Tries to run up the middle. Stacked up right at the 40-yard line. It's actually going to be a loss of 1 on the play. Little extracurricular activity there.
I think they try to call that play to try to pull them off sides, and that it snapped the ball a little early, I believe.
Yep. Again, you get Clayton out in the open field, man, and it is church, but they just not been able to spring him loose.
Well, I mean, if you watch last week's tape, you're probably keying on him all week,
no doubt.
all game long.
Yep. Colby Hull said they would. There's a snap back here on third down and 10. Across the middle, caught by Noah Smith. Taken down. That's going to be close to a first down. I think that's going to be enough. They needed to get to the 49-yard line.
Yep.
And they did. Boy, we talked last week. Noah Smith last week had about 36 yards receiving. It didn't really sound like it much, but, man, he had 2 or 3 receptions at key moments on third and fourth downs where they had to have it.
Yeah.
And he made those receptions. And
and that was key right there.
Yep, no doubt.
Right on the sticks. Across the middle, no less.
3rd and 10 right there, and you get the first down on a big play. So that's awesome. 1st and 10, Lions inside of Warwick territory. Ball spotted just inside the 49-yard line. Snap to Sebecki. He's going to keep it. Run around the left side. Stacked up. Gets out. They're going to give him forward progress. Gain of about 1.5 yards. Almost to the 46-yard line. So 2nd down.
Sebecki on the quarterback keeper for a short gain. Tackled on the play by number 22, Grayson Booker, and number 23, Tyler Seeger. Brings up 2nd and 9 for the Lions.
2nd down and 9 now. Clock running, 9 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first half. 3 receivers now here on the near side for the Lions. There's Sebecki. He's going to keep it back up the middle on the quarterback keeper.
Nice
design
block. I don't know who that was.
Draw. That 55. Was nice. Yep. Design play there. Gigi Corley, grandmother of Christian Corley, watching from Clovis, New Mexico.
I knew there was a Corley's living over there in New Mexico.
Home of the who?
Clovis.
That one
Ralph
I don't know.
Tasker's over there in Hobbs. I can't remember. Hobbs Eagles. I don't know what Clovis is.
Yeah, that one I don't know.
Max Martin with a nice block to kind of free up another 2-3 yards for him. 3rd down and 3 here.
Yep, big play there. See what they can do here on 3rd down. Nice run by Clayton.
I'm going to guess that we're going to go for it on 4th if we're within 5 yards.
Right. Well, they're inside their territory now. Yeah, you would think.
Got 5-4. You're going to have to call a timeout here, Steve.
Yeah, less than, they are going to call a timeout. There was time running out on the play clock, so the Lions do call timeout. Again, eagle-eyed Jack Wharton.
I think that was a Led Zeppelin, as I like to call it, a communication breakdown, Steve. A communication breakdown.
Remind you, stick around at halftime, folks, for our Stories of Faith with Grapevine dad Kevin Abercrombie. Kevin, one of our broadcast buddies, but a Hollywood stuntman, and his wife, Christy, also a Hollywood stunt woman. That's how they met, and it's a really cool story, man. I'm excited for you guys to hear.
This is Abercrombie is a Hollywood stunt person?
Yes. She's retired now. When they had triplets, she retired, but, man, that's how they met. And just hear how the draw to Grapevine Faith really impacted Colin, one of triplet sons that they have, and how he made the decision to come to Grapevine Faith. All right, so big 3rd down play here.
Huge,
3rd and 3.
Huge.
Ball at the 41-yard line. There's a keeper. Sebecki around the left side. He's got the first down and then some. Cuts back inside down the sideline. He's at the 10, the 5. Touchdown. No flags on the play.
Sebecki on the quarterback keeper. Big gain.
Wow. Well, you had to answer there, Jack, didn't you? And you go for it on 4th down like they did, and you make it. You have to come back, and you got to score on that drive, and they did it.
That was a great run by, I mean, he didn't have anything on kind of that inside left. Bounced it to the outside. Nice 30, what was that? 42-yard run.
42-yard run, yeah.
I don't know how she knows it, but Mrs. Wharton says it's the Clovis Wildcats.
Oh. But just it runs in that Wharton DNA, man. They just know these mascots. There's Josh Horwood in.
There's no way.
Drills it through. So 8 minutes, 9 seconds left in the first half. 29-22. Lions lead over the Warriors.
Been married to her for 26 years. She surprises me very little with her knowledge of sports. She's gotten better, though.
Well, man, this is kind of as we anticipated, kind of as advertised. We thought it was going to be a pretty big shootout offensively, and it sure has been. 51 points put up with still 8 minutes left in the first half.
I wonder, Steve, if the scoreboard shows 3 digits.
Oh, yeah, right.
April Googled it. She's pretty smart with the computer. That's how she figured it out.
April, I had you pegged for just knowing that. You didn't have to give yourself away there. Again, thanks for listening here on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network, whether you're on Mixler or on YouTube. We sure appreciate you listening in tonight.
Then we need to get Ernst & Young out here as a sponsor. I'm looking at the sponsors over here. Deloitte is a sponsor over here for
they've got
TWCA.
We've got all sorts of signs around the, as do the lines back at Grapevine Ford Field.
Mercedes-Benz. We got some Mercedes-Benz drivers at the school, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Few. So Josh Holroyd to kick it off. Bo Ellis back deep along with a couple other Warriors.
Well,
Ellis has been very, very dangerous on the field tonight already for the Warriors. So hopefully they're going to keep it away from him. Comes Josh. A big kick back to the – yep, they're going to let it go through the end zone. Big kick there by Josh. It does get down as a touchback. Boy, that's effective. Prevent any sort of run back from especially a guy like Bo Ellis, who's been really dangerous all night. Cameron Leslie was back there as well. He's also had a couple of good runs. So we'll see what Coach Colby Hull and the Warriors have dialed up. Down 1 touchdown, 29-22, Lions leading. 8 minutes, 9 seconds left here in the first half. Yeah, we've had several big plays on both sides of the ball for each team. So don't get up and walk away till a timeout or in between quarters if you're going to go grab something from the fridge. Because, man, you look up and next thing you know, guys running 40 yards, 50 yards down the field.
All right, let's see if Corbin earned what he does on this drive. Corbin is in that backfield every time.
Yep. He's just missed just a couple of times where again, we talked about earlier, a tackle for a loss. So 1st and 10, Warriors from their own 25. Vidal by himself. There's a pass here to the side. Leslie catches at the 22. Speaking of Corbin Irvin, there he is. Takes him down for no gain.
I don't know if Corbin had breakfast with this team today, but he's been in that backfield and almost sniffed out every play.
They told him what the first half plays were going to be like. So
they're giving him the cheat sheet.
Bo Ellis back in the backfield there with Vidal, who rolls to his right, passes downfield.
Whoa, got
incomplete.
Him wide open.
Yep. Overthrown, went right through his hands kind of even. I wouldn't say it's overthrown. I guess it went right through his hands. That was.
I think that was a pretty good throw. That should have been caught.
Yep, intended for Hunter Bowman. Tonight was senior night here at the Woodlands Christian Academy. Before the game started, they introduced all the seniors on the football team, training staff, cheerleading squad. So got to recognize all of those, and their families walked them out, so that was cool to see. So big third down play here for the Warriors. 3rd and 10, ball at their own 25. Vidal looking to pass. Good protection. Across the middle. Caught. In and out of the hands of Kai Parker.
Well, our best defense on this drive has been the drop passes, Steve.
Man, that is uncharacteristic for Kai Parker. He's their most dangerous weapon. And that ball went right through his hands. He wished he had that one back. He's going to go back to do the punting duties. And, man, he's wishing he was
he's probably as happy he's out there and doesn't get hear from the coach.
Well, that would have been for plenty for a first down. High snap. Gets it away. Kind of a line drive kick. Ben's going to catch it at the 32. Waits for a block. Out over the 40. Inside Warrior territory. Down the far sideline. Pushed out of bounds near the 40-yard line at the 39. So the Lions will take over with great field position.
Ben looks like Mark Edwards picking up a grounder out there. He just knows exactly, just kind of softs hands and just runs with it.
About a 30, 35-yard return there by Ben Wagner on that punt. Still plenty of time left here in the first half, 7 minutes, 22 seconds. Lions leading 29-22, trying to add to that lead. Coach Derek, offensive coordinator Derek Ware giving the signals. Now the Lions here, they've got 5 receivers in the pattern. 4 on the near side. Ben Wagner kind of on a stacked formation. One receiver on the far side, Christian Corley on that far sideline. There's a pass to Ben Wagner. I think it was tipped there by Bo Ellis. Falls incomplete.
Pass is incomplete. Intended for number 5 on the play, Ben Wagner.
You know, when you set that play up and you throw that short little out like that, you're hoping that you're setting something up for later on in the game.
I was about to say maybe a little pump fake and let Ben run around and go down the field.
Or even you got Noah that could run down the field instead of standing there.
Yep,
I mean,
agreed.
like in the grouping of 3 there.
So incomplete, so brings up second down. It's going to be Clayton on a keeper, back up the middle. Hit hard, but stumble forward, still on his feet. Inside, almost inside right at the 35-yard line, so gain of 4 on the play.
Yep. He fell forward for 2 more yards.
Yeah. Got hit thinking he was going to get stopped, but he pushed forward and drove the lineman a couple more yards up the field. So clock running inside of 7 minutes. Again, the Lions leading by 7. 3rd down and 6. Ball spot at the 35-yard line.
I hate to say it. I like the running of the clock here, Steve, so that we're not getting out of here late.
Jack's all about what time he's getting home tonight.
Oh,
folks.
man.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I'll have to get a cup of coffee at Woody's near Madisonville or whatever.
Looking
that
to
is.
pass. And he hit big hit. Big hit on Clayton. That's going to be a big loss.
Good golly.
And, yep, I think Clayton trying to tell Christian to go a different
look happy
direction.
about a pass pattern or?
Yeah, he wanted him to do something different. I don't know if they had something different dialed up. Oh, Doug Atkins asking who scored for Faith. On the last play, on the last touchdown, it was Clayton Sebecki.
42-yard run.
Yep. Getting word from Gigi out in Clovis that, yes, that is Lane Corley in the stands. So the Corley family and Lane family well represented here. So the Lions are opting to go for it. Ball at the Warriors' 40-yard line. 4th down and 11. Snap back to Sebecki, looking to pass. He's got Noah Smith across the middle. Incomplete.
Little low on that one.
Oh, man.
Well, I think part of the problem with the punting game, Steve, is sophomore Knox Wharton out for the season due to jaw injury. You really don't have a good punt game going on.
Right. Well,
sort of.
The Warriors will take over on downs at their own 40-yard line. So a little bird told me, Jack Wharton, tomorrow's kind of a big day, we hear.
Oh, it's not really.
We'll get to that in a second, folks.
No, it's not really.
3 receivers on the near side for the Warriors. 5 minutes, 42 seconds left in the first half. Warriors taking over on downs at their own 40-yard line. Bo Ellis in the backfield next to Vidal. Inside hand, nope, pass here to Leslie.
Oh,
Caught,
gosh.
Slips out of a tackle, another tackle. Finally taken down.
Face mask.
It's going to be a face mask penalty.
It almost appeared that Ben Wagner was trying to rip the head off of that guy. Just slipped right out of that.
Jake Ford on the tackle. I think we got a face mask in there. It's going to add another 15 yards to that play, unfortunately.
Little out-of-town score, Steve, in case you're wondering. Southwest Christian 24, Grace Prep 7. 7:02 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, so we announced they're going to get this sorted out. The big announcement tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, Jack Wharton turns 65 years old tomorrow. So
it'd be like this guy next to me yelling at refs before too long.
Jack's birthday is tomorrow, but he does not turn 65, folks.
No.
But
close, though. Getting closer every day.
Happy birthday early, Jack.
Thank you, Steve.
By the time this game is over tonight, well, at least by the time we're on the road, it'll be your birthday. So,
God, I hope not.
Yeah.
I was hoping to be closer to Madisonville by midnight.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Well, again, we talked about unnecessary penalties last week, and there's another one again for the Lions. Trying to clean that up. Ball at the 36-yard line.
That was truly
Vidal brings it back to the near side to Kai Parker. He's got a lot of running room. Back up the middle of the field. His hit still on his feet inside the 15-yard line.
I noticed they ran away from Corbin Irwin on that drive.
Unbelievable to think. Coach Hull said they had to talk Kai Parker into coming to play football 2 years ago. This is his second year to play football and is an unbelievable weapon for the Warriors. I'll tell you, I'm impressed by Vidal. I'm impressed by the play calling. The Warriors have mixed it up. They seem to kind of have the Lions a little bit. Kai Parker on a little pitch. They brought Bo Ellis around for kind of a fake lateral as a running back, and they pitched a little shovel pass to Kai Parker.
Kai Parker got scared of Corbin Irwin over there.
Yeah, he did. No gain on the play.
I think Van. No,
you mentioned
looks
Corbin.
Like Hayden Joe
tackle.
may have been on that. No, 72. I'm thinking maybe
Corbin in there as well. There's a high snap to Vidal, brings it down. Pass across the middle, complete. In for the touchdown.
Vidal's pass is complete to number 22.
Grayson Booker
For a PWCA touchdown.
wide open there about the 5-yard line. He took it in himself. So the Warriors now within 1 point. See what they decide to do. Kind of that swing. Yep, they're going to swap them out. Man, what a first half we've had, Jack. Good grief. There were some picks for this game by, I think, a couple of folks on Twitter, some of the Taps guys that cover Taps football. Oh, that kick is going to be no good. The snap was fumbled by Kai Parker, and Young couldn't get the kick through. So that's going to leave the Warriors short a point. But, yeah, Jack, a couple of folks that cover Taps football on Twitter and some other social media picked the Warriors to win this game. And Clayton Sebecki used that as some locker room fodder this week. Get the guys fired up.
Well, honestly, I didn't know this was going to be this big of a shootout. I thought one or the other would have a better game than the other team. I didn't know that. Honestly, I kind of thought, not to be a homer, but I just kind of thought this would be the way we played last week, quality of John Cooper. From my understanding, because I never saw the game myself, I can't say that, but I just thought the opponent of John Cooper was inferior to, say, Woodlands Christian, so kind of inflated the score a little bit last week, but they're in this game. This is been a really good offensive game to watch.
No doubt.
I mean, you got a secondary. You could say the secondary may be struggling tonight, but the fact is they're out there a lot.
Yeah,
and they're running around, so it does wear them down a little bit.
Well, much needed break coming up here at halftime for both teams, the defenses especially. Campbell Young to kick it off for the Warriors. Again, huge thanks to Mark Edwards on our camera tonight. Sure appreciate Mark. We're not relying on the MacBooks. Not looking for the MacBook webcam that we've had to use the first JV game that we had. Ben Widener, Clayton Sebecki back deep for the Lions. 4:36 left in the first half. Lions leading by 1. Kind of a pooch kick. Fielded at the 30-yard line by Noah Smith. Brings it back to the middle of the field. Hit, still on his feet.
Oh.
Almost pulled out of a tackle there, but gets out over the 35-yard line.
Guy just had 2 fingers on his jersey, it seemed like, and was able to pull him down.
You know what we haven't seen, Jack, in a bit, I guess going back to the middle of the first quarter, is a deep pass to Ben Widener. He's got single coverage over here when they've got Noah Smith over here in the slot. He's got single coverage. On Logan Mills.
Switch Noah to the other side, bring in a little more weaponry.
I saw that. They do have a safety over here helping out, so they've changed that a little bit. There's a keeper by Clayton. There's a flag down on the play. Knocked down short of the 45-yard line, but there is a penalty flag down.
I don't think there was a hold.
Let's see what they call.
By number 22, Grayson Booker, and number 4, Duke Heisey.
I guess you could call. He kind of got him hooked, I guess, just from the turning of it. But I really don't think that's a very questionable hold call.
Nope, that is illegal use of hands or legal block in the back is what they're calling. So that's going to back them up 10 yards. Well, again, we talked about penalties. Coach Holland really wanted to clean those up this week, and they've had some costly ones.
That's a tough one, too. That's like a 12-yard penalty on that. Maybe 15.
All the way back to the 27-yard line.
Is the ball versus the Lions. Back them up 10 yards. Redo the down.
I don't think that's the correct call, but we'll move on.
There's a keeper by Sebecki again. Still on his feet, out to the 35-yard line. So got most of that back. Almost. Got about 8 of that back. So second down and 12. William Sanachek on the tackle for the Warriors.
2nd and 12 for the Lions.
I think you got ball control, clock control on this one, Steve, on this drive. Score, get to the locker room.
Snap back to Sebecki, looking to pass. Looking for Ben Wagner deep. He's got double coverage. Caught! There's a penalty flag down.
I think that's going to be, oh, God.
He's hit. The ball stumbles loose in the end zone and picked up by the Warriors. He's going to try to run it out. Out over the 10 to the 20.
Oh, my gosh. What's that for?
There's another penalty flag down, so we're going to have to sort this one out.
52.
That's Alford.
I think they're going to call that a Michael Alford hit to the head.
They call a targeting penalty there? Well, we'll see what we got. We're going to guess that we have I think it's going to be offensive pass interference.
I think it's going to be offensive pass interference, but we'll see what they call. Again, you can't even get down the field to make the call. These guys can't even get down there. They're just calling it from 50 yards back. Sorry, Steve. I'm on the refs again tonight.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, but.
So we anticipate if it's offensive pass interference, I'm going to guess you're probably going to decline that because you're going to accept this penalty here, right? I would guess.
Well,
it was not a dead ball foul. So I'm guessing you're going to have to decline the offensive pass interference. The result of the play was a fumble in the end zone. Ben was hit at about the 5-yard line. Ball popped loose and went into the end zone.
The offense is still out there, Steve.
But we'll see what the calls are here again. Yep, offensive pass interference, and that is declined. And then a targeting penalty. Or ripping off the head. Oh, horse collar. Okay.
Penalties on the play, both against the Lions. First is a pass interference.
Well, I know this is Captain Obvious speaking, but that's not what you wanted, Steve.
No.
Penalty yardage will be assessed from the end of the tackle.
So that's going to take the ball. Let's see if they know where the. Okay, yeah, so there we go. They're going to mark the ball out at the 29-yard line. 3 minutes, 33 seconds left. Lions leading by 1, but the Warriors now with the kind of a little shift of momentum here. See if the Lions defense can step up here, Jack. So big series here for the Lions defense. See if they can keep Vidal and the Warriors in check. 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. There's Ellis. Fake handoff. Vidal's going to keep it up the middle himself. He's out over the 35, out over the 40-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down.
I like that play call, keeping the ball on the ground, doing what we wanted to do, which was keep that clock running and have ball control out of it.
Well, they've thrown a couple different options. They've had Kai Parker come on a wide receiver sweep. They've had Bo Ellis come back from the backfield. And so that when you do that play action, there's another play action to Kai Parker.
Corbin Irwin.
There's Corbin Irwin. He's looking to almost picked off.
Who was that trying to get a hand on that thing?
It was number 60. Ryan Purdue. Big Ryan Purdue, man. Heck yeah. Heard in last week's pregame, Coach Holland talking about the impact that Ryan Purdue had early on at camp and already this season. So ball falls incomplete. Clock stopped. 3 minutes, 7 seconds left here in the first half. Again, Lions leading 29-28. There's a pitch to Bo Ellis here on this right side. Left side, excuse me. Brings it to the near sideline. Knocked out of bounds. Corbin Irwin in along with Jake Ford. I'm hoping I have these guys' numbers memorized by the end of the season, Jack.
What's that?
I'm hoping I have some of these guys' numbers memorized by the end of the season. I'm trying.
I know Corbin Irwin's, I know Sobecki, and I know Wagner.
Yeah.
And Matthew Rotello. And Noah Smith. Why don't you just pay attention to the game, Steve?
I'm trying. Oh, there's a game going on? Wait, when did this get here? Tight formation again for the Warriors. 3 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. Bo Ellis in the backfield with Vidal.
Knox, how about a catch?
Vidal, plenty of time.
Oh, man.
Caught by Kai Parker. He's down inside the 30, inside the 20, cuts inside. He's inside the 20-yard line. Big gain on the play.
A lot of time on his hands.
Yep. No penalty flags on the play.
Vidal was back there reading War and Peace. He had plenty of time to get through that book.
Now, Kai Parker limping off the field here. It may just be a cramp. I don't know if he's staying on the field.
I think they're going to run that play clock down and call a timeout. That's why that coach is standing by the side judge.
Yeah, I think it's a cramp, I believe. I mean, he may have twisted an ankle, but
I don't
favoring
think he
that right
wants to stop
side.
the clock for an injury timeout. That's why they're just waiting around.
Yep. Play clock inside of 10 seconds now. One of the coaches for the Warriors down right by the head linesman. Yep, sure enough, Jack, you had it sniffed out. So the Warriors, I think, looking to score here and leave as little time as possible on the clock.
I really don't understand that either. If you have an injury timeout, you don't have to waste your timeout. But I mean, he can't go to the locker room with 3 timeouts. It doesn't really matter. But it seemed like an odd play.
Well, yeah, I don't have an answer for you on that one. I don't. So yeah, Kai's on the bench over here, and I think it's a cramp. They're rubbing his rubbing his calf. I think he had a cramp, and he's back up, and they're going to take him to the training table.
Mark Edwards helping me out there. He would have to come out of the game if he fell down with an injury time.
There we go. Well, he came out of the game anyway, to your point, Jack. So, all right. So we'll reset here. 2 minutes, 17 seconds left. Both teams down to 2 timeouts. Lions leading 29-28. The Warriors have the ball at the Lions' 18-yard line, we'll call it. 1st and 10 after a big pass play to Kai Parker from Jonathan Vidal. I'd like to know if Vidal is committed somewhere, man, because I'm telling you, I'm impressed with him as a passing quarterback, as a running quarterback. He's been pushed out of the pocket several times, had to throw on the run.
I think the thing that's going to hurt him is just going to be size, Steve.
There's been just some design runs. There's a handoff to Bo Ellis. Brings it back up the middle. He's out the 5-yard line. Tackled by Christian Corley. Stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. And they're stopped the clock momentarily to reset the chains. Or the down marker, I should say. So 1st down and goal from the 2-yard line. And remember, the Warriors deferred. They won the toss deferred, so they will receive the kickoff to start the second half. So the Lions need a big stop here.
Stack in the middle there with their offense.
Yep, tight formation. It's going to be a design run by Vidal. There's a penalty flag down. False start.
Been doing it all game, ref.
Jack on the call. Up here, man, from 400 feet away, we can see that clearly, right?
Yep.
Umpire threw his flag right away, so that's going to back him up, man. That's changes their play calling, you would think, a little bit. So you're going to repeat 1st down, but the ball is backed up to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal. 1 minute, 50 seconds left here in the first half. 57 points on the board between the two teams in this first half already, and the Warriors looking to add to that. Be a lot of discussion at halftime by both teams on how they're going to stop the other side on defense. There's a pitch to Bo Ellis.
Oh, got it. Look like he was
going to pass. Yep. Chased down by Max Martin. Big play. Excuse me, Tristan Dare. The freshman, Tristan Dare. Apologies, Tristan. Man. Tristan came from that left side all the way around and chased down Bo Ellis.
Well, it really seemed he kind of pulled up a little bit on that, Steve, like he was looking to throw it.
I thought he was too. Looked like he was going to pass. I don't know if he's righty or left. Looked like a left-handed running back was going to pass, but dragged down by a great play by Tristan Dare. So no gain on the play. 2nd down. Clock continues to run right at 1 minute. There's Vidal.
There's Corbin Irwin.
There's a pass.
Nice
caught
catch.
The 1.
Nice stop.
Stop just short of the goal line. Pass to Cameron Leslie. There is a Lion player down. It's a cramp.
Got a player down.
Coach Ashley will go out there and see what they can do to stretch that out. So clock stopped, 54 seconds left in the first half. It's going to be 3rd and goal from about the 2.5-yard line for the Warriors.
I think that may be Colin Abercrombie that's down over there, Steve, but I can't tell.
I'm looking at Kai Parker here on the near sideline for the Warriors, Jack. I don't think that was a cramp. He is still nursing. He's rubbing his knee. and he is very much favoring that right knee. So we'll see what transpires with him at halftime.
Still can't see who that number is. Yep. Colin Abercrombie.
Colin Abercrombie. Well, the cramp has to come off for a play. Think about those cramps. Once they resolve, man, you're ready to go right back in the game. But Colin is going to have to come out for a play. Big opportunity here if the Lions could hold them to at least a field goal. But thinking probably 4-down territory with the 3rd and goal at the 2-yard line and the likes of Jonathan Vidal at the helm. Grayson Boker coming in at behind next to Jonathan Vidal. Bo Ellis stays in the game. Tight formation, single receiver out here on the near side.
Confused a touch, Steve, but now it's settled in.
There's a handoff inside. Stop, big play there. What a great play. Who was that? I can't get a number. Oh, Christian Corley. Holy cow. Christian had a great hit. Nathan
Jake Ford,
Triggerstead.
looks like Jake Ford.
Jake Ford. Sorry,
Jake Ford, I think, was in on that.
Yep, we got another line player down with the cramp. So this is going to that's a loss of 2 on that play. Christian Corley came in and made a huge stick on number 22, Grayson Boker. They did a little kind of inside handoff like a trap. And Christian Corley read it, came in and stuck him for a 2-yard loss.
Somebody's cramping over there.
Yep.
Is that Christian Corley, you said? No.
Doug Atkins let me know also, I didn't think about this, but because it's your birthday tomorrow, the entire country is going to take the day off on Monday.
Okay, that's a good idea.
For your birthday. Just it's a couple days late, but they got to get through the weekend. Try to get a number on that player that's down for the Lions.
Hey, let me take a couple minutes here, Steve, to also remind the viewers and the listeners out there, we can't do this without you guys and your support financially and emotionally, but more importantly, financially. So be sure to log on to Grapevine Faith Christian School's website, look for the All Sports Booster Club, and be sure to make a donation today. And if you want to put a memo in there in the section and just say, because Jack and Steve are really cool, you can do that too.
This sounds like an early Jerry Lewis Labor Day telethon that you're trying to raise money for
Matthew
here.
Rotella is the one that was down there with the cramps.
Matthew Rotella Kirschbaum with the cramp, so he's going to take a play off. Coach Ashley, the trainer, down there to assist. So a couple of plays in a row here where we stop for injuries. Not quite sure what we're waiting on here. Going to set the ball ready for play here. So 4th down and goal. 4th down and goal. 4th and goal from the inside the 5-yard line. We'll call it the 4.5-yard line or so.
I don't know what's going. I guess they're going to kick it.
The clock, the clock is running. 8 seconds now. I think they're going to call it. Yeah, sure enough, they're going to call a timeout
down there.
Yep. So time call with 3 seconds left. And they're going to bring the kicking team out.
Miss this field goal, Steve.
Right. Well, are they going to do the swinging gate lineup and see? I mean, we don't know what we're going to get here. Now, interestingly enough,
I'll talk about the holder. Maybe I should do that.
the offense stays on the field. I'll check that. But Jonathan Vidal is not even in the huddle, so I'm guessing this is going to be some sort of kick. I don't see. Yep, there's Kai Parker. He is running, looking for his helmet, and he's limping as he runs.
Campbell Young is standing out there as well. He's the kicker. So
Kai Parker, who injured his knee and is hobbling.
He's got a little hitch in his giddy up.
Yep, he grabbed his helmet, but
I'm not so sure he's going back out.
Yeah, he's frustrated. He wanted to go back in,
but he's not going in.
Yep, they put the kibosh on that. So Cameron Young, the junior, number 84, out to kick for the Warriors to try to put them up by 2 going into halftime.
Let's talk about number 5.
That's Vidal, the quarterback.
Oh, Vidal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
yep. So we'll
can't really talk bad about him.
Well, it also makes you think: could they have a play on here?
Yeah.
If he's gonna run, or are they really gonna kick it? So we'll see. I would think they'd take the points, but let's see what they dial up. Again, 3 seconds left. This should be the last play, barring a defensive penalty. Should be the last play of the first half.
He didn't even have – no, he's –
There's a snap is back.
Oh,
Kick
my
is up,
gosh.
and it is good. So time expires. Well, definitely not short on offense this first half, Jack. 31-29, 60 points scored in this first half between the two teams. The Warriors take a 2-point lead into the locker room. Well, Jack, any big thoughts on?
Well, my thought was I was going to go get us a hot dog, Steve. But,
Hey,
I was trying to get out of here quick before the fans got down there. I kind of expected a shootout. Like I said, I expected a shootout from one of these teams, but I didn't know it was going to be both of these teams. 60 points scored.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's passing. It's not even running. It's
right?
But I guess Woodlands has been running the ball really well. So
No doubt.
Second half is going to be real interesting. Woodlands is going to start off with the ball first, and then we got to deal with it. So hopefully you get a defensive stop. I think we've played. I know we've given up 31 points, but I think we've played pretty good defensively. It's just, a couple of these stops, we had them in the backfield for losses.
Right.
And then just didn't make it, and then they went off on big runs. So,
Well, and again, costly penalties when we didn't need them.
right,
So,
and penalties were killers in the first half as well.
No doubt.
And you talked about it at pregame that Coach Holland was going to try to get that eliminated this week. Well, it's just kind of aggressiveness, just over anxious on the line. I think we're okay. It was an impressive first half offensively. I mean,
a few of our series feel like we really had control, and we kind of manhandled them and kind of ran at will and passed at will. And a couple of them looked like we got a couple of fourth down plays that we had to come up big on. So
yeah,
we'll see what kind of conversation they have in the locker room. So our score at halftime, Warriors leading 31-29. And stay tuned next for the Stories of Faith here at segment here at halftime with Grapevine Faith dad Kevin Abercrombie, Hollywood stuntman, and even more. So really, really great guy, and I think you'll enjoy this. So we'll be back after the halftime festivities. We'll leave the camera on the field, so you'll see any when we come back from the Stories of Faith, you'll see any activity going on there. But again, halftime score, Warriors 31, Lions 29 here on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network. It's halftime, which means it's time for our Stories of Faith segment. Stories of Faith allows us to introduce you to some of the amazing people and families at Grapevine Faith Christian School. Whether it's faculty, students, or families, as I mentioned, we love getting to tell those stories. And this week, I think you'll really enjoy our guest. I get to visit with Grapevine Faith parent Kevin Abercrombie. And Kevin, really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Now, if the last name Abercrombie rings a bell, one of Kevin's sons is Junior Colin Abercrombie, and I think I called his name about 50 times last Friday night. He had an amazing game. But Kevin, tell us about your wife, Christy, and about the Abercrombie family.
Okay, my wife and I have been married for 18 years now. We were married in 2005. I have 3 boys that are 16, triplets, all the same age, maybe 30 seconds apart total. And then a surprise daughter who's 4 years old now, which was a very pleasant surprise, but a surprise nonetheless.
Right.
And that's it. My wife and I have been together for 25 years. We had a very long engagement. We knew almost immediately we were going to get married, but we stayed engaged for quite some time, and we're finally married in 2005.
That's amazing. Well, triplets, man, that's wild. And then to have the surprise daughter come along is great. I've got 5 boys, but I've got 2 granddaughters. So there's something different about girls, man.
Very different.
In all the right ways, right?
Absolutely.
So, Kevin, I think your story is so unique because you have sons that are, triplets. But Colin, I believe, is the only one that attends Faith. Is that correct?
That's true.
So tell us about that. Talk about the decision to move Colin to Faith and kind of how you guys handle Friday nights on your house, because I know the other ones are involved in football and so forth at other schools.
It's very difficult. Colin, if you have kids, everyone knows it doesn't matter how close they are very different personalities. Mm-hmm. And all my boys are very different personalities. Colin actually felt a calling to come to faith.
Wow.
He felt, I think God spoke to him and brought him here. I think he needed this kind of an education, and he needed a little more, just a Christian education. That's the way that's what I tell everyone. And it was important to him. And my other two boys were very comfortable where they were at Byron Nelson. They both play ball there. They're very comfortable in the program there, and it just wasn't something they wanted to do. I tried to get them both to come with him. I would have loved to have all three of them on the football team here at Faith, but it just wasn't what they wanted. But Colin felt the calling, and I wasn't going to stop him from doing what
Sure, don't want to get in the way of that.
Absolutely.
So Friday nights then are a little chaotic. You guys have to kind of divide and conquer, you and Christy.
Tough. Yeah, my wife and I, we just go to different games. I listened to this actually last Friday. I was in Plano watching Byron beat Plano, thank you, and listened to you on Mixler the entire time. I'm a huge fan. Listen to you and actually watch the game on YouTube at the same time. So that's our life. It's interesting because this week one of my boys plays on Wednesday night, one on Thursday night, and then we're going to drive down to Houston for our game on Friday.
Good. You'll be able to make all three then.
I'll be able to make all three for the first time probably ever.
That's good. Well, Kevin is one of the guys that's helped us. What we call our broadcast buddies. Because of Kevin's contributions, we've been able to continue the video broadcast on YouTube this year. So we're thankful for that. So what was the difference about Grapevine Faith? You said really it was a calling. Obviously, there's multiple private Christian schools out there, but what was unique about Grapevine Faith for you guys?
Well, there is another Christian school very close to us, as a matter of fact, in Argyle, and it was just this school talks the talk. They don't, and they walk the walk. They do both, and I haven't found another Christian school that's like that. I'm sad to say. To be honest
I
with
agree.
You. But I had a good feeling from everybody I met. We met Keith right off the bat, and I had a very good feeling from him. And Colin had a very good feeling here. And it's just a place that we feel is solid in how they feel and how they project a Christian education.
I think it's one of the things for our family. You can try to describe it to people, but man, when you get here, and you're like, okay, that's what they're talking about.
Absolutely,
So
that's exactly it.
Yeah. Well, tell us about where you grew up and kind of what life was like for you as a kid and a teenager growing up.
Well, I grew up in New Mexico on a ranch out in the middle of nowhere. I left home when I was 13. Just my father and I just went our separate ways, unfortunately. But just one of those things. I moved in with a guy that I worked for, and he gave me a little apartment over the top of his garage, and I played ball in order to try and go to school after the fact, and I was fortunate to get a scholarship and go and play football in college. We're a football family, obviously. After that, I went to medical school, and I was actually a practicing physician for 6 years before
I had no idea.
Physician. Well, and I was doing locum tenens out in California,
Sure.
And I was working around the clock, and I got to the point where I just thought, I can't do this. This isn't what I'm called to do. And I felt like I wanted to do something more physical, and that I segued into the stunt business and became a professional stuntman. So it's night and day, but.
Well, that leads me into the next part of this conversation is that you've been a stuntman for over 30 years. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't have an IMDb page, but Kevin does. So you can look up all of his movie credits, but some of these include The Revenant, Fantastic Four, Ant-Man, Wonder Woman, Interstellar, Pirates of the Caribbean, both At World's End and Dead Man's Chest, A Good Day to Die Hard, Silver Linings Playbook. The list goes on. Those are just a few that I named. But I had no idea that you were a physician first, but man, transitioning from all of that training and background in medical school into Hollywood stuntman. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
No,
how in the world did you get? What was the entree into that line of work?
I just the one thing I did do when I was working all the time was I trained in the martial arts. It was a way to go out and be physical and do something other than sit in scrubs and work all day.
Sure.
And I met some guys that were in the business, and they said, "Hey, we're doing this little thing on Saturday. You want to come do it?" And I said, "Yeah, why not?" And I did that, and then that led to something else, and it led to something else, and and ultimately led to a full-blown career.
Well, I think everybody probably dreams of stardom somewhat at some point in their life, even if it's just a fleeting moment. Like, oh, it'd be so cool to be in Hollywood or to be, a singer or something. But I have to believe there are challenges working in Hollywood and all that entails. So tell us about that. What was that like for you?
Well, there are a lot of good people in Hollywood. There's obviously a lot of bad people. You keep your faith fairly close to your chest there, just not to stir the pot, But there are a lot more Christians in Hollywood than you would believe, and all of them are the same way. They kind of keep things close to their chest, but you find each other. And a lot of actors, a lot of big name actors. My favorite actor ever to work with was Mel Gibson, and we know how his faith and a wonderful man. I don't care what you say about it. They've tried to browbeat him.
Yeah, they really have tried to demonize him big time.
Absolutely, but he's a wonderful, wonderful guy. And so that's it. You keep your faith close to your chest, but you find each other, and there's some great people out there. There really are.
I was going to ask you if there's times where you had to draw on your faith on a set because of either maybe personalities or the situation. Obviously, you're praying for safety because the line of work that you're in specifically is much more dangerous than what because you're stepping in to do all the hard work, the stunts. Whereas the A-list actors are kind of they're in their trailers when all this is going on. Right. But are there times where you felt like you were in the minority at times because of your faith?
Absolutely, but you know what? God has saved me several times in the business, and I'll give you an example. I was doing a high fall, and it was over 100 feet. So I'm going into an airbag, and because you take off from a spot and you jump out, you have to move the bag away from your landing zone. And when I went out, I slipped, and I came in, and I was headfirst headed to the ground, and I felt a hand push me.
Wow!
And I landed right in the middle of the bag. I still get a little choked up about it, but I landed right in the middle of the bag, and I was shocked, but God put His hand in and saved me. It was and that kind of thing. God's always with you. He's always watching you. You're never left alone.
Right.
You don't even have to ask for it. He's always there, and that's.
But you've had several examples where you've really felt His presence.
No,
like
absolutely.
that.
I felt His hand, or something, but it felt like a giant hand, and it pushed me, and I landed right in the middle. It was pretty amazing.
That's wild. Well, one of the things that I didn't know in preparing for this interview, that your wife Christy, that's how you guys met. That she was a Hollywood stunt woman, I guess is the proper term, or whatever. Like, what were some of the things that she was doing? I mean, were y'all on some of the same sets together? As far as movie, the movie sets.
Yeah,
and so
she was a gymnast and an aerialist, and very good in the air, which is a very good attribute to have as a stunt woman. And she worked on some of the same films that I did, and initially, and we met and got to know each other. I actually threw her off a set because I was having a bad day, and I threw her off a set, and she's like, "I don't ever want to see that guy again. I can't stand him." But then we met later and got to know each other, and it became closer and closer. And we have worked on a number of films together. We spent 4 or 5 months in Prague, which is beautiful, together, and worked on a film there together, and we've done several films. But once we started a family, she decided to segue out of the business.
Probably for the best, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Grapevine Faith obviously played an important role in the life of your family, and there might be prospective families watching this and wondering, hey, what's the big difference? And we touched on a little bit of it earlier, but what would you tell a prospective family about faith that might be looking for a place for their family and their kids?
Well, if you want a quality Christian education and you want a facility that doesn't just give you the talk, that just doesn't. That actually does what they say they're going to do, develops leaders, develops Christian leaders. This is the place to be. There is no other place to be. I looked at all of them. Believe me, I do my research. I looked at all of them.
Yeah.
And this is the place to be. Absolutely.
We're sure glad the Abercrombie family is right here at Grapevine Faith. If you or someone is interested in learning more about Grapevine Faith, you can visit grapevinefaith.com. Kevin, like I said, we're so glad you guys are here, and just really appreciate getting to know you even better, and Mattis, getting to share your story of faith. I really appreciate the time.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
That's Grapevine Faith Dad, Kevin Abercrombie. The second half of the Woodlands Christian Academy Warriors and your Grapevine Faith Lions is coming up next right here on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network.
We are back here at the Woodlands Christian Academy in the Woodlands, Texas. Starting to wrap up halftime. Hope you enjoyed that Stories of Faith interview with Kevin Abercrombie. Appreciate him meeting up with me this week to be able to do that. Got a lot of other really cool stories to be able to tell from Grapevine Faith. Michaela Reese texted me saying that we're not on. Let me know if you can hear us, Michaela. We think we're on now. All of our levels are showing that we're on. So let us know if you can hear us. Text us 817-980-7994. 817-980-7994. So, Jack, man, absolute juggernaut offenses in that first half, and the defenses, I would think at halftime that was probably their focus of how to stop the other team.
Say it one more time, Steve. Sorry.
I said 2 juggernaut offenses.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it right at the end of the first half. We kind of expected an offensive shootout, one team or the other, and I kind of thought it was going to be Faith. But both teams have played well offensively. You got 2 receiving touchdowns from Ben Wagner. You got 2 rushing touchdowns from Sobecki. The 2-point unintended conversion that we had with Christian Corley with the snap and then the pass to Josh Holroyd. Great heads up on that play. I mean, that really helped out a lot. You're going to see us having to kick off to the Woodlands Christian. It's going to be an interesting second half. So I'm hoping that we have a better half than we did the last drive of the second half.
Well, again, Vidal, he had that huge night against Cooper, and I think you mentioned, like, they pretty much had Cooper's number for the last 3 or 4 years. So you're probably thinking, hey, kind of expected. But, man, Vidal has shown that he's a real thing. I've asked around at halftime if he's committed anywhere, and to their knowledge, he is not yet. And he may not go anywhere as a quarterback because of his size, but he's athletic enough where he will probably play something somewhere.
Well, the other thing, was senior night tonight, and most of these players that had football memories of beating either Cooper this year or Cooper for the last 2 years. And, that's also a detriment when you play your heated rival, especially the first game out of the box, but you were kind of hoping maybe they have a letdown the week afterwards, and they have not had a letdown at all this week.
They have not. I'm looking very intently on the sideline for number 3, Kai Parker. I don't see him out there. He suffered a knee injury there about 5-6 minutes left in the game. Remember, he had over 300 yards receiving last week against Cooper in the Warriors' win on the road.
The only way they were going to keep him off the field is that they took his helmet in the first half, and I think that's what they ended up doing.
Yeah, and you would think if he was injured, like they'd have him down, maybe they've kept him off the sideline intentionally. Tammy Peden watching from Flower Mound. She's watching, listening, and tweeting and posting in Flower Mound. Tammy, you're a big reason why we're on the air, so we appreciate you so much. Thank you for all you do to support Grapevine Faith Athletics and the Grapevine Faith Sports Network. Here's Josh Holroyd to kick off with music still playing. Oh, onside kick again to start the second half. They did that last week against Brookhill.
Do I have to say anything, Steve?
And no.
Is it even weirder now?
Yeah. I'm going to say it. Last week I was like, hey, why not? Yeah, I'm scratching my head a little bit. I'm not questioning the coaches. Coaches know a heck of a lot more than I do. They've forgotten more than I'll ever know. But you're asking a lot of the defense that has really been put under a lot of stressful situations in this first half.
And Holroyd's been kicking it deep, putting them, I think the 5 drives, maybe 3 or 4 of those started at the 25-yard line in the first half. 1, 2. Yeah, I mean, 3. There you go. I would have kicked it deep.
Well, the Warriors take over with great field position at their own 47-yard line. Head baseball coach Robert Vaughn texting us in. Oh, there's an offside against the Lions, so they're going to add 5 yards at the end of that on the kick. Yeah, head coach Robert Vaughn. That beautiful new baseball stadium. Can't wait to go out and watch and broadcast the baseball games this year. Robert and Kathy Vaughn, 2 of the finest people on this earth, man. So, Coach Vaughn, love you guys. Thanks to you and Kathy for listening. Appreciate you supporting us here. So, here's 4 receivers here on the near side. Vidal, high snap. He's going to keep it on the run. inside the almost to the 45-yard line, right at the 45-yard line.
Outside contain, had to kind of run her up the middle, kind of gave that open outside lane to Vidal.
Yep. So the Warriors quick to the line of scrimmage. Now they shift the formation and put the 4 receivers on the far side with the 1 receiver on the near side.
Steve here.
And Vidal kind of fakes a little screen pass. He's still on his feet, cuts inside, and falls forward for a gain of about, we'll call it 3 yards.
If I was the head coach of the Woodlands, I would make sure I'm not running that up the gut with Vidal. He got Parker's out.
Yeah.
I might want to try to protect my assets.
Yeah, if you
they're moving fast now.
Yeah, they are. Yep, they're quick to the line of scrimmage here. In 31-29, Warriors leading, taking the opening kickoff here in the second half. There's a big run by Bodeker, excuse me. Knocked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line, but a big run.
Good hit out of bounds by Colin.
Bo Ellis, excuse me. That was Bo Ellis. Apologies. What's that?
That was a good hit out of. It was a good hit to push him out of bounds by Colin Abercrombie there.
Well, that's enough for a big first down for the Warriors, and they continue to move. There's an inside handoff to Ellis again. Skips a couple of tackles, cuts it back to the inside. Finally wrapped up there at about the 15-yard line, so a gain of about 2 on the play. We'll call it how they move forward, gain of about 3. Move it to the 13-yard line.
Scott Kidwell is out of Midland, is listening this week.
Hey, Scott, one of our faithful listeners and supporters here on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network. If you missed the first half, one of the Warriors' key elements and weapons, Kai Parker, over 300 yards receiving last week, out with a knee injury. You don't even see him on the sideline. Vidal rolls to his right, looking downfield, chased, and finally throws it out of bounds. There is a penalty flag on the play.
I think you're going to have a hold back. Why would you have a hold on the backside like this?
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, even the Warriors are kind of throwing their arms up. Looked like the offensive lineman had released. The defensive linemen were in pursuit. I didn't see a hold. But
why call it anyways? I mean, it was away from the play, and you're just dragging this thing out.
Yeah.
Steve, I want to get home tonight.
That is the common theme tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Jack Wharton.
Well, I blame the last coaching staff for scheduling this home and home against Woodlands Christian. Please do not schedule any home and homes with anybody outside a 2-hour window.
Can we do a home and home with Grapevine Mustangs right down the street? That's what Jack Wharton wants. All right,
so would have been better. Actually.
Big penalty there on second down. Brings the ball back to the 24-yard line. Vidal back to pass.
Oh, man.
Little screen pass over here to Bo Ellis. Breaks through a couple of tackles, knocked down inside the 20. Tristan Dare, the freshman, on that stop again. Tristan's had a couple of nice tackles tonight. Man, love that. Big kid who's going to make a big impact in his 4 years here at Faith, that's for sure.
Tackled by number 72 for the Lions, Tristan Dare. Brings up 3rd and long for the Warriors.
So, I dare say it's been a 2.5-minute drive, and I've already said it's a clock-eating drive.
Vidal rolls to his right, in pursuit, throws back to the middle of the field, caught about the 12-yard line, still on his feet, finally pushed out of bounds, forced out of bounds over by Jake Ford. Close to another first down.
I think it's going to be 4th and 1 here.
So you remember Austin Bowling's family from last week, from Long Beach, California. They're listening again, watching their grandson, saying, "Good evening, Texas." Watching from Long Beach, California, the Bowling family. Great to have you guys listening and watching tonight. So 4th down play here, 4th and 2. Ball at the 9-yard line. Bo Ellis escapes a couple tackles, and he's got the first down and then some. He's inside down to the 5-yard line.
I can't even tell you what this call is going to be.
There is a penalty flag down. Yep.
Right?
Penalty flag down. Woodlands. Yeah, the Woodlands are just kind of wincing. We do see Kai Parker on the sideline. He has his jersey on, but he's in shorts with the knee brace. So we're going to pray that is not a serious injury. Hopefully it's just a tweak or a strain, and he's back next week for the Warriors. Illegal block in the back or illegal use of hands. Those are synonymous signals. So they're going to back that up 10 yards. And see if the Warriors opt. Yep, looks like they're going to bring Cameron Young on to kick a field goal.
Let's talk about that holder again. Is that Vidal again.
Yep.
Let's hope that he juggles it, maybe. Put the announcer jinx on him.
Right. Let's hope he doesn't juggle enough to get up and make an athletic play and score a touchdown or something, right? Like, just throw it away. This is going to end up being about a 36-yarder for the Warriors. Saw Cameron Young at halftime warming up, and he absolutely, the official's going to step in to want them to reset the play clock. He's going to blow it dead here in a second. He's trying to get them to reset the play clock, and they're not watching. There they go. Okay. All right, so here's Cameron Young. Ball's blown ready for play.
I like a block here, Steve.
Oh,
somebody moved.
Yep, got a false start. He was going to kick it away, and that's going to back up another 5 yards. So I was going to say I saw Cameron Young warm up at halftime from about 30 to 35 yards, and he had enough leg.
He's going to have it on this one.
It's going to back it up, be about a 41-yarder now.
Score from Lubbock. Midland High School, 48. Lubbock Coronado, 13.
Oh.
2 minutes left in the fourth.
Okay. Give a shout-out to Jen Sebecki watching from Wisconsin. Go Faith and go Clayton. Jen, we are right there with you. We want Clayton and Faith to go, get things going offensively, and see if they can continue these big defensive stands.
Change the mentality here, Steve. 4th and 15, 16, 17-ish. And now
so the offense is back on the field. 5 receivers, 3 on the near side, 2 on the far side. Vidal in the backfield by himself.
Got to get
need a big play here.
Watch the middle. Watch the middle.
He's flushed out of the pocket, rushed over to his left, throws it downfield, and he throws it incomplete. Almost been better to throw a pick in the end zone, Jack.
I was going to say, I would have thrown it up and see if somebody caught it.
Yeah, maybe you get a pass interference, maybe it gets tipped and you catch it, or even the worst-case scenario, an interception.
Yep. But, Steve, we're older than these kids, so we've seen a lot of that stuff.
Right. Well, it's going to be interesting to see. The Warriors have plenty of weapons. There's no question. Yeah, man, Kai Parker's got one. He's got crutches under both arms. Doggone it, man! I hate to see that.
Yeah.
Man, you hope that kid's okay. What an amazing athlete. Only a second year to play football, and man, he has been unbelievable in just their first 2 games already. So praying for Kai Parker for a quick recovery. All right, so the Lions take over 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. There's Sebecki on the keeper. Michael offered out lead blocking. Takes it around the left side, out over the 35, close to the 40-yard line.
Good run there.
First down run by Clayton Sebecki. So, Jen, yes, keep texting in. We needed Clayton to go. That was a good wish there.
I've got a text in, Steve. Just wanted a score update. It's going to be the Woodlands Christian 31, Grapevine Faith 29.
Yes, apologies. I have to. Sometimes I feel like I give the score every 5 seconds, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, apologies for that. We'll try to keep you posted since we don't have a scoreboard here. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 40-yard line. 2 receivers split to each side. There's a keeper by Sebecki, kind of put it in the pocket. He's still on his feet, out for another first. Oh, the ball is down on the ground. And it looks like the Warriors may have it. They're signaling that they do.
Lord.
Let's see. Yep.
Sebecki on the quarterback keeper. Hit on the play by number 55, J.C. Lopez.
The Warriors going to take over after a fumble there. Clayton is fit to be tied. He is not happy with himself, and Coach Derek Ware catches him.
Yeah, you hate to see that.
Man, they just talk about momentum. Duke Heisey with the fumble recovery for the Warriors. Here comes Jonathan Vidal with, looks like they're going to put 5 receivers in the pattern again.
And it looks like they're going to go fast, I think, on this series as well.
Nope, so I was correct that 4. Bo Ellis comes back in the backfield as a running back next to Vidal. He rolls over here to his left, looking downfield, pass across the middle.
Oh.
Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Tyler Seeger.
Charlie Donovan right there.
Yep, Charlie Donovan on the coverage.
Nice breakup by Charlie right there.
Well, I will say if there's a replacement for Kai Parker, it's got to be 21 Bo Ellis. We've seen that guy run all over the field tonight, and they put him in several different positions. They've split him out as a receiver. They put him kind of a slot receiver, running back, obviously. But the only thing we haven't seen is a direct snap to him.
Oh, there was movement on this side.
There's an inside handoff. Good tackle there by number 66, Trevor Williams. But he does get 5 yards on the play. So 3rd down and 5. And again, quick to the line of scrimmage are the Warriors. Ball at the Lions' 44-yard line. Woodlands Christian leading 31-29. 7:50 left here in the third quarter. Here's Vidal rolling to his left again. Pass downfield. In and out of the hands. Again, intended for Logan Mills and in and out of the hands of the receiver. And I would guess, Jack, if they went for it on 4th and forever down at the 30-yard line, they're going to punt. They bring the punting team on. Now, Kai Parker is normally their punter, but again, he's out with a knee injury. So Tyler Durham.
I'm imagining the conversation they had. Hey, by the way, number 9.
Yeah.
You're going to have to punt the second half.
Have you ever punted before? Well, you are tonight. So number 9, Tyler Durham, out to do the punting for the Warriors. Ben Wagner back standing about his own 10-yard line.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good kick. Ball hits at the 15-yard line, kicks straight left, and down at about the 13-yard lines, where the Lions will start 1st and 10. Again, my thanks to Kevin Abercrombie for joining me for the Stories of Faith. Don't want to give away our Stories of Faith for next week, but be sure to turn in. We do that every halftime of every broadcast, and just allows us an opportunity to tell just really cool stories about the amazing people at Grapevine Faith Christian School.
They got a lot of compliments on the camera work tonight. Great.
Boy,
Mark Edwards.
Mark Edwards, the Lone Ranger, he's got his bandana around his neck.
We and just so you know, folks, we typically have it tapped into the huddle camera when we're at home. On the road, sometimes we got to go to the camera. So Mark is filling in for our huddle camera.
Our hope at home is to have another camera angle on the sideline in addition to huddle. There's Ben Wagner on an end around, cuts it back inside, back to the outside. He's down the sideline. He's at the 30, the 35, the 40. He's past midfield. He's got one man to beat. Oh, just pushed out of bounds at the Warriors. No penalty flags on the play. That's inside the 30-yard line. What a play by Ben Wagner. Jack, last night in the JV game, very similar situation where it was Jace Morgan they brought in motion, and that little kind of flanker end around. And it looked like there was nothing there. It looked like he was going to get dragged down for even a 2-yard loss. And man, Ben kicked it up inside. And then
offsides.
Yep. Oh, there's a penalty flag down. Thrown up
for
Ben Wagner. Yep. Intercepted.
Run it
but
back.
This should be a free play.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Maybe he's going to run out of bounds. Yep. So there's
waste the energy on it.
2 penalty flags down. Ben Wagner is slow to get up.
Well, we mentioned it on every broadcast, but Clayton Sobecki and Ben Wagner are both. It's a half of the relay team that won the state championship for Grapevine Faith last spring. Ben's got some speed. You give him some corner, he's going to get around there. Much like Clayton, Clayton's probably a little more cautious because we really don't have anybody behind him. But the speed that Clayton shows when he gets around the corner is pretty phenomenal, as well as Ben. Well, you saw on that 70 or 60-yard run there.
Yep. So that penalty's declined. Roughing the passer penalty is what the penalty, that second one. Yeah, blow to the head. Yeah. So they decline the pass interference. They accept the roughing the passer.
Night, Steve.
Well, our lone Warriors fan watching tonight, I wish I had a name on him so I could give him a shout out. He says that Boker is out the second half, number 22. I'm looking for him on the sideline. Oh, he's down here. No, that's 23, I think, isn't it?
Oh.
No, that is 22. You're right.
He's out too?
That's what he's saying. So, man, golly, two big weapons for the Warriors that were really instrumental in that first half. Boker had a lot of receptions, and they're kind of leaning on Vidal and Bo Ellis now to kind of carry the weight. So our score 31-29, 7 minutes, 7 seconds left here in the third quarter.
I know Scott is listening and wondering my hatred for these refs, but, we're having a discussion. How hard is this? Just move it along.
Again, why? Because Jack Wharton has to get home.
No, that's not it. April told me to stop talking about that.
Am I right? Good. Thank you, April.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, we want to give a shout-out to Coach Patrick Rentz, the athletic director for Grapevine Faith, caught us at halftime. Really appreciate the support, Coach, and helping the broadcast. Others on the Grapevine Faith faculty supporting us as well. We really appreciate it. Excited to bring you all the action we can here on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network. So the referees, so pass interference, again, against the Warriors.
Yeah, I think you enforce You have to enforce that first, and then you get the roughing the passer because that's a personal foul. I believe it's
I believe you're right. So there's the field judge down here has the ball marked down at the 14-yard line. So, folks, we apologize. We don't know what's going on because I'm not sure they know what's going on. So they're marking it down, walking it down here. Let's see what the my guess is they're going to enforce that penalty half the distance of the goal from that 13-yard line, Jack, if I had to guess. So we'll see where they end up spotting it. The umpire's in zero hurry to get the ball spotted, I can tell you that.
It's a spot foul on the pass interference.
Jack, are you saying that this compared to last week's crew, they're not as fleet of foot and as far as like keeping the game moving, there's no rhythm?
No.
Would you agree?
No. I think we discussed maybe a Waffle House visit last week, Steve, for some of this crew.
Yeah. So hamstring recovery for Boker. He's down there on the sideline. Thank you for that update. Again, the mystery Warriors fan would love to give you some credit, but we appreciate it.
Thank you for the update, Warrior fan. Thank you for listening as well.
So Boker and Kai Parker both out here in the second half. So 1st and 10. There's the inside handout to Michael Alford out over the between the right guard and right tackle.
I love Michael Alford down the middle.
Dude, man, give that kid the ball and just feed him.
Looks like Larry Zonka out
there.
Let it
cook. Let him cook, as my kids would say. Nice run down to the 7-yard line. So 2nd down and 3. The Lions can get a first down without scoring. Woodlands Christian cheerleaders trying to get the fans to back the defense.
I hope they don't get them fired up to back the defense.
There's Sebecki on the keeper, runs around the left side, cuts it back up the inside. Hit. He's taking down at the 2-yard line, but that's going to be first down and goal. Big hit there on Clayton, but, man, he pops up. Been a physical game tonight, Jack. I think a little more physical even than last week. I mean, Ben got hit a couple. I said physical game.
Yeah,
tonight.
Well, you're running a lot of plays.
Yep.
It gives you better. I mean, there's just the numbers will just tell you you're going to have a higher probability of having more hits.
No doubt. Yep, you're right. Good point. Ben Wagner way out here to the side. There's Clayton on the keeper back inside. He's in there for the touchdown. Grapevine Faith. Clayton Sebecki.
Sebecki on the quarterback keeper for the Lions. Touchdown.
Well, that drive seemed like it took an hour and a half, but it was only about a minute 17, Steve.
Well, when the Warriors turned the ball over and the Faith had the ball and started marching back the other way, had the fumble by Sebecki right around midfield, and, man, he was upset with himself. The defense held, forced a punt, and the Lions, that was was that an 87-yard drive? Where'd they start that from, the 13?
12-yard line.
12-yard line. So 88-yard drive. Holroyd's kick is through. Makes the score 35-31.
36-31.
36-31. 5-point lead here for the Lions. 6 minutes, 4 seconds left here in the third quarter. And what looks like to me, looks like a little bit of a beleaguered Warriors defense coming off the field, Jack.
Somebody was going to get this is going to be like a 15-round heavyweight fight on the defensive side of the ball. One of these defenses is going to crater. I'm really tired of this song. I don't know if the fans can even hear this. But
yeah, this is kind of they've got it. Again, folks, they've got the speaker the size of Denton County on top of the press box. It's about 10 feet from us. And we were going to try to broadcast from the top of the visitor stands tonight, but they did not have any electrical hookup over there. So we were up here on top of the press box. Our first time to broadcast outdoors is actually not too bad. No complaints. And again, I've never been to a school. We had some very nice schools that have been very hospitable to us, but there's not a school that's been more gracious, welcoming, and hospitable than the Woodlands Christian Academy has been tonight for us. I mean, they've given us carte blanche treatment.
Beautiful campus here.
Oh, man, it looks like a college campus.
And somebody called in a better weather night for us than we would have had outside in Dallas.
Oh, no doubt.
It's a beautiful evening out here.
Yeah, this field is surrounded by pine trees and oak trees. Sit right here in the beautiful area of North Houston and the Woodlands. And, again, Coach Colby Hull, his entire staff, the entire group here has been really phenomenal. All right. So here's Josh Holroyd to kick it off with the Lions leading 36-31. 6 minutes, 4 seconds left.
Just kick it away, please. Just kick it away.
Here, look, Jack's looking for that onside again, but no, they are going to kick it away.
Okay. Good
and
kick.
Josh boots it right. I mean, it lands right at the goal line. Big kick by Josh.
Yep.
And so the Warriors, seeing if they can answer. It's been really an ebb and flow with regards to the momentum in this game. It's gone back and forth quite a bit.
Yeah, I do like your analysis, Steve, where you talked about the defense for Woodlands Christian. I mean, just attrition on the sidelines. They don't have as many players as Grapevine Faith does, just by looking. Now, we've got a lot of freshmen, sophomores dressed tonight.
There's Tristan Dare out there again, the freshman. I mean, just amazing. Hayden Job, Tristan Dare, and Ryan Purdue up front.
I like our chances. Our defense really hasn't. They've been fired up all night.
There's Vidal on the keeper right up the middle.
Wow,
big seam up the middle. Out to midfield on a huge run.
25-yard.
About a 25-yard run there, yep. By Vidal. So no guessing who they're going to put the ball in the hands of. 5 receivers here in the pattern now. 4 on the near side, 1 on the far side. Vidal by himself. There's Vidal again on the keeper here on the left side.
Golly. That was violent.
Yep, big hit.
This line judge was looking at the clock and didn't pay attention to the receiver offside.
Receivers lined up offside.
Yeah.
So they switch the formation. Oh, they bring Bo Ellis in the backfield now.
Yeah, we need to get a little more pep on that defensive side of the ball.
Oh,
dear
number
God.
4 just
hurt.
He is hurt. Yep. Sniper got him, man. Good grief.
Well, Mark called us a sniper's perch up here earlier.
That kid, he was, number 4 there was trying to get in motion. Duke Heisey, who had a big game last week defensively. Christian Corley's out there stretching, trying to get rid of a cramp.
Yep.
I'm hoping that's just a cramp for Duke. Looked like he was hobbling when he was put in motion. He was trying to bring to the other. What he brought in motion, I should say. He was coming to the other side of the formation, and he was hobbling what looked like a cramp, and then his cleat got caught up on the turf, and he went down. And I'm hoping that's just a cramp for him and not another injury.
44-yard line marker jump up and get him.
Yeah, man, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Warriors really. There's Kai Parker with crutches out there. As the offense huddles up.
If I was the defensive coach, I'd tell those kids to get up and walk it around. I would not get down on a knee. You got to keep that thing going, especially if you're seeing all these guys cramp up the way they are.
It looks like maybe like a cramp on his right calf. They're kind of stretching his right foot out, and he's sitting up just talking with the coach. So I'm guessing that's what it is. Yep, he's up.
That happens to me in the middle of the night sometimes, Steve, my foot. Oh, my gosh.
That's when you get walk around and you barefoot kick the corner of the bed, right? Even
Step
better.
on a Lego.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Good news then. That's good. Duke looks to be okay. He's coming off for a play, but looks like he's all right. Looks like just a cramp, so that's good news for the Warriors. 2nd down and 6. Ball at the Lions' 44-yard line. Defense looking to come up with a big stop here. Vidal with Bo Ellis in the backfield. 3 receivers split on the far side and 1 on the near side.
I think it's going to be one of those 2 guys.
Vidal looking to pass, rolls to his right.
That's a hold! There's a hold. Goodness.
Yeah, there's a hold right there on Tristan Dare. Ball is thrown incomplete.
So sorry. My God. It took him an hour and a half to get the flag
I think
out.
he was having trouble getting the flag out there. Yeah, big hold on Tristan Dare. Tristan was in hot. Man, Tristan, for size that he is so fast. He is so big and so strong. And the kid's a freshman. I mean, it's silly. Great kid, great family. His dad, Trevor, man, just salt of the earth. Just a good dude. So that's a hold. I think everybody.
It should be. It
their
should
dog
be
saw
further
it.
back just because it was so blatant.
Yeah, they're going to take it from the previous spot, so that's going to make it 2nd down and 15. Ball's at the Warriors' own 46-yard line. They've got to get to the Lions' 39-yard line. So tight formation with 3 receivers here on the near side. There's Vidal looking to pass. There's a little screen pass caught by Leslie right there in the middle. Cuts it back upfield. Tripped up. Nice
Wagner.
tackle there by Ben Wagner.
Yep.
And they get about 10 of those back. We'll call it 9 of those back. So 3rd down and 6.
Clock's running. 5 minutes left in the 3rd. Faith up 36-31.
Apparently Jack got another text to give the score out again. Sorry about that. Whoever really.
I don't know where she's getting these requests. Maybe it's just coming from April anyways.
So Ellis in the backfield with Vidal. 3 receivers on the far side again. There's Vidal. Rose to his right, looking downfield. Thrown out of bounds, incomplete.
Good defensive stand there.
Yep,
Let's see
good
what they're gonna
coverage
do
there.
here. Number 9 trots out there again.
Good coverage there. Charlie Donovan on the coverage. So that's going to force a punt. Man, it's the doll kind of looks, again, it's just a little frustration on the Warriors side. So Tyler Dunham in to punt again for the Warriors. Ben Wagner back deep at his own 8-yard line.
Again, these drives seem like they're taking forever, but there's no time coming off the clock.
Yeah. Good snap. Graham gets a high kickoff.
Wasn't punting earlier.
Ball hits at the 15, squirts inside the 10, finally down at about the 9-yard line. So, yeah, good punt by Tyler Dunham.
He's had 2 nice punts here in the second half.
Yeah. I think he was in the student section at halftime, Jack, and they grabbed him and put some pads on him and said, come punt for us, because he's been we didn't see him at all in the first half, and, man, he's been impressive on his kicks. Folks, again, if you've not let us know where you're listening from, let us know. 817-980-7994. 817-980-7994. Give us a text and let us know your name. And you know who's probably not listening and watching right now, so we can go and give her a shout-out, is Bethany Powers, because she loves when we do that. She's told me every time I see her in the hallway up at the school, she's like, please give me a shout-out. So the Lions looking to see if they can put another long drive together. 4:26 left here in the third quarter. Lions leading 36-31. Michael Alford in the backfield with Clayton Sebecki. Clayton had an unbelievable night already. He's going to keep that, take it around the left side, looking for a spot. He does. Gets tripped up out over the 20-yard line. Not
Lost
till
the helmet.
There is
mask probably back there. Or
there's a flag down, or it's either a flag or a beach towel. That's the biggest flag I've ever seen in my life.
He's got a face mask, I believe.
Well, one of the Woodlands Christian guys was signaling some sort of hold or something. Let's see what they call. Yep, holding against the Lions. Or illegal block in the back, I guess it was.
Clayton ended up without a helmet on at the end of the play.
Just a flesh wound. Look at the flag there on the 11-yard line that got us picked up. That is the size of a hand towel at least.
Well, it's like that parachute you used to drop off the top of a building and let the army guy would come down.
Yeah. Well, that's going to back the lines up a little bit. It's a really good run there by Clayton Sebecki, and takes the ball back to the 5-yard line where it'll be first down and 15. Oh, ball is down on the ground. Let's see what happened here. The Woodlands Christian signaling that they have it. They never got right on the handoff, Jack. Tried to make the handoff to Michael Alford, and it never did get in his belly. So the Woodland Christian Warriors take over at the Lions, we'll call it the 9-yard line.
Well, it looked like they were trying to hold that ball to figure out who was going to carry it, either Alford or
Warriors take over first and goal.
Yeah, that's kind of the that's kind of the trickery of the play action handoff there, where you fake it, keep it in the belly of the running back till the last minute, and then either let him take it or keep it yourself and do a quarterback around the end. But so ball at the 9-yard line for the Woodland Christian Warriors. So 3 receivers in the pattern. There's a handoff to number 21. Tackled inside the 5-yard line. Bo Ellis there on the carry. There's an injured Warrior down on the field.
Second and goal.
The Warriors brought in their starting center on the basketball team. Number 23, Tyler Seeger, is about.
He's a big kid.
That kid is huge.
Kin to
He's
Bob
tall.
Seeger.
That's his distant uncle.
Yep.
Yeah, Seeger is, good grief, he's a full head above most of the players out there.
He looks like he may have been the kid that did some time over at Brookhill for a period of time. Those kids are always tall and big.
Hey, the grandparents of Jace Morgan watching from Southlake, and we appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. Yes, so Ryan Anholt texting in. Fun fact on Tristan Dare, he's a very accomplished musician. I know he plays keyboards and he plays the drum. He's a member of Fred Boyce's competitive drum competition drum line and has been since the 7th grade. So,
should I just out of curiosity, should I know who Fred Boyce is?
he leads our drum line at Grapevine Faith.
Okay,
Mr. Boyce. You probably heard him as Mr. Boyce.
I
yes.
only call,
you don't know him as
know
Fred, just know him as Mr.
And
Boyce.
it sounded like it was like a drum school that I needed to know about.
Yes. All right, so it looks like hopefully just a cramp for the Warriors player that's down and nothing more serious than that. That is, I think that's Bo Ellis. Let's see. Yep, that's Bo Ellis. All right, so he's putting his helmet back on. Looks like it's just a cramp, so good news for the Warriors there. Man, we talked about the shift of momentum, that ebb and flow that we've had, Jack. Man, it looked like after the Lions recovered after that fumble.
What end were we on, the ebb or the flow piece on that?
I don't know. Right now we're on the ebb because it's going out, man. Good grief. Second down and goal from the 4-yard line.
They had a defense stand the last time. I mean, they can hold them here.
Excuse me, second down from the 3. Hudson Hardwell in the backfield with Vidal. Guess who's going to keep the ball? Sure enough, Hudson Hardwell. Corbin Irwin in pursuit. Knocked out of bounds at about the 2. Corbin was right there, man. If Vidal stops for a second or comes to check back, Corbin Irwin was going to absolutely decleat him.
He would have found out whether or not he was chewing dentine or not.
Right. Third down and 2. Gain of 1 on the play. Jack, I'm going to bet you $1 million that Vidal is going to keep the ball this time.
I believe you're correct.
It's going to be a run. Oh. No, it's a handoff. Man,
stopped.
You owe me $1 million, Jack. Isn't that how that works?
No, you owe me $1 million.
Bo Ellis on the carry. He was just out for that one play with a cramp.
Here, Coach?
Fourth down.
I think he's thinking to himself, I'm not going to have many more opportunities the way the second half started.
That's true. The Warriors trying to take advantage of a fumble here deep in their own territory by the Lions. Clock running, 3 minutes, 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Your Grapevine Faith Lions leading 36-31. And the Warriors are going to talk this one over, take their first time out of the second half.
Well, don't forget what I said earlier, folks. Log on to Grapevine Faith Christian School. Find the All Sports Booster Club link. Feel free to make a donation. Be sure to put Jack and Steve, cool guys, on the memo line, okay?
Please.
Please. Thank you.
Well, again, a good turnout by the Grapevine faithful on the far side. And the Warriors side is not really that packed. This is a non-district game. But, again, important nonetheless to the rest of the season to keep that momentum going. Both teams 1-0.
Might swing by Woody's on the way home, Steve. Hopefully Mark Edwards didn't buy out all the beef jerky on his way down here. I mean, it's a big beef jerky place. Centerville.
It's in Centerville.
Okay.
Free publicity there.
I don't
for
stop at that Buc-ee's. That's a mess up there in Madisonville.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Dude, every Buc-ee's is, man. They're packed. All right, so big fourth down play here. The Warriors keep their offense on the field. Bo Ellis in the backfield with Jonathan Vidal.
Oh, Knox Wharton listening from Coppell, Texas. Way to go, Knox.
Hey, Knoxy.
Sideline reporter.
Yep. All right, big play here. There's Vidal. Pass across the middle. It's picked off!
Who is that? Ben Wagner or is that Clayton Sobecki?
That's Christian Corley, I think.
No,
it is Sobecki.
And defensively, and special teams probably on the receiving core. But this week, I think they're trying to restrict the number of plays we had for Sobecki. I mean, we've got a season that we've got to play. It's not just 2 games. But that was a good call by Coach Holland right there.
I'm getting word that we're off the air at the moment.
We're off the air.
You are off the air. We're frozen, it says. Well, our broadcast. Oh, hold on. It looks like we're on, man. Oh, hold on. We got a signal here.
Uh-oh.
Network bandwidth issue. All right. Well, if you're listening on Mixler, you should still be able to hear us. We're going to try to figure out what's going on with our Wi-Fi. Hopefully we're back on now. If you can hear us, let us know if you're watching on YouTube. 100-yard interception return by Clayton Sobecki. 3:02 left here in the third quarter. Yeah, Jack, it's we've seen that formation, and I would have bet you $1,000 that either Vidal or Bo Ellis was going to take that ball and they tried to do a little quick in. Like you said, it was really crowded, and Clayton was just watching the quarterback the entire time, kind of a spy, and he cut on it and intercepted it literally right on the goal line and took it back 100 yards for the interception return.
Yeah.
Man, so, again, ebbs and flows in the momentum.
That was a flow?
That was a flow.
Okay,
yep,
good.
That was definitely a flow. Oh, the broadcast cut out on the interception, we're being told. Well, of course it did. That's just rotten timing.
Show the scoreboard for all the fans.
We're back on. So Matt Lambro, Dr. Lambro asked if we over-celebrated. Maybe that was why the broadcast went out. Yeah, appreciate you guys. We're getting broadcast back and forth. Yes. Sebecki scored on that interception return 100 yards. You get a lot of people texting in. Y'all, what rotten timing. Right at the, unless you're a Warriors fan.
Yeah, Sebecki 100. I guess they counted the 2 yards in the end zone he caught it in, but he had a full head of steam running across that side towards the sideline and just was gone. Again, remember too, he's one half of the state championship relay team.
Well, we're being asked to bring you up to speed on what happened. Yeah, apparently Gigi Corley in Clovis, New Mexico had a cow when I told her it was Christian that intercepted. So apologies
I was trying to correct you. I know
it was Clayton
fast, but I know that's fast.
Well,
it's either Ben or Clayton. I knew from the very beginning.
We'll give you a recap here shortly. There's a kickoff by Josh Holroyd through the end zone.
You know what you need right there, Steve, is you need that wedge to come back just a touch.
Right.
And leave it on the 1 yard line and see what they do with it. Just got to back that wedge up just a touch.
So the Lions turned the ball over on a fumble at their own 9 yard line. Kind of a odd handoff exchange between Clayton Sebecki and Michael Offord. The Warriors recovered. The Lions came. There was a holding penalty against the Warriors that backed it a bit, but they got down to the 2 yard line. It was 4th down and goal from the 2, and Vidal tried a quick little slant route, and Clayton Sebecki stepped in, read it the whole way, stepped in, and took it, literally intercepted it right on the goal line, took it back 100 yards for the touchdown. There's a handoff, big tackle there. Great play.
And this is where you're getting where you hope your defense is fired up.
Trevor Williams in there. He's fired up. Bo Ellis on the tackle. Loss of 1 on the play. Boy, again, the Warriors just look like they've had the air knocked out of them. Again, plenty of time left. Clock running 2 minutes, 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. Yeah, Lions leading 43-31.
Like
there's Vidal looking to pass. Here's a shot here on the near side intended for Seeger, and that ball falls incomplete.
I tell you,
Logan Mills, excuse me.
Corbin has been watching with them their film because he is on there every play. It's just, he's just kind of a yard or two off.
He's read them really well tonight. And again, we talked to Barry's dad at halftime. He had a couple of missed tackles, but he was right there. Like it was fingertip. It wasn't like he had a misread. He just barely missed.
Headphones around Barry's neck. I thought he was listening to us, but it was just an air conditioner.
His air conditioner. There's Vidal. Oh, he sacked back there at the 20-yard line, taken down. Big tackle there by Tristan Dare. Van Shoemaker in on the tackle as well.
Love
the freshman.
Van's a good kid.
Couple of freshmen getting some work out there, man. Got to love it.
Defense is really fired up now, Steve.
Yeah, they are. So Tyler Dunham back to punt again for the Warriors. Ben Wagner back at his own 40-yard line. Kind of a line drive kick that hits right past the 50-yard line. Ben's going to walk over and grab it. Picks it up at the 35, takes it to the far sideline. Can't find a hole, cuts it back up to the middle of the field. Finally taken down about the
another 5 yards out of
45-yard line. Yep, nice. Or 44-yard line, we'll call it. Yeah, so, again, just an amazing defensive play by Clayton Sebecki. And, again, we're pretty sure that was the first. Mark Edwards pointed out was his first series on defense tonight. And on a big 4th down and goal play from the 2-yard line, Sebecki stepped in front of the pass and took it back the other way. Vidal's first big mistake of the night, honestly. He's been so solid for the Warriors tonight.
Fort Worth Christian 47, Bishop Dunn 13.
Wow.
Thank you, Knox, for that. Sideline reporter, Knox.
Yep. All right.
We'll 1 minute. Knox back maybe next week. I don't know. We'll have to talk to him. It's not a far drive over to ESD. He didn't want to get in the car for this one.
Well, that's commitment. at its finest. There's an inside handoff to Alford, taking up a couple of yards. They're going to give him forward progress to the 46-yard line. Clock running, 1 minute, 26 seconds left here in the third quarter. Lions leading 43-31. Halftime score was 31-29. Just two juggernaut offenses just slugging it out. And I think we're starting to see some of that conditioning and just the grind of a high school football game. There's Ben Wagner in motion. They're going to flip it to him, takes it back up inside, finds a seam. Oh, he's still on his feet in the 40. It's a foot race inside the 30, the 20. Taken down at about the 6-yard line. Great run by Ben Wagner. No penalty flags on the play. Well, Jack, I think what we're looking at here, you've got the weapons of the Lions that are starting to show out here, and unfortunately the Warriors' weapons, you got a couple of folks that are injured, Kai Parker most notably, and Jonathan Vidal putting a lot on his shoulders. Becker's out as well.
Yeah, 49-yard run there. You can, if Mark shows the sidelines for the Woodlands, you can see their numbers are down.
Yep.
And there's just a lot of plays going on still.
First and goal from the 6. There's a keeper by Clayton Sebecki. Cuts it back inside. Touchdown, Grapevine Faith.
Quarterback keeper for a Lions touchdown.
What a great drive there. I mean, big plays, 45-yard run by Ben Wagner. I guess that was a run. Was it a run or a pass? I couldn't tell.
Wagner?
Yeah.
That was the end around, yeah.
Okay.
24 seconds left in the third quarter, 49-31, your Lions leading. Yeah, impressive, Jack. You had the kickoff, excuse me, the interception return, 100 yards for a touchdown by Clayton Sebecki. Then your defense comes back out. You force the Warriors to punt, and then you march 56 yards or so.
56 yards
for the touchdown.
Yeah, in about a minute.
Snap, hold is good. That hits off the upright, but kicks inside.
I thought it looked like it hit the net behind the.
Yeah, hit the right upright and kicked in. So Josh Holroyd knew what he was doing. Just
50-31, if you're listening. My goodness. This is like a 6-man game. This is like Benjamin versus Newcastle.
Hey, Beverly and Donnie Caker, Clayton's grandparents. Remember, I think we added up the number of people, right? The Sebecki family. We think there was about 124 family members of Clayton Sebecki listening last weekend or watching. From all over the country, coast to coast. But grandmother Beverly, granddad Donnie Caker, we really appreciate you guys listening here and watching. And, man, your grandson has had a great night. Jack, I'm interested to see the stats on this thing. Both offensive have put a lot of yards up, obviously a lot of points with the 50-31 game. And we still have the fourth quarter to go.
Boy, if this was a game that had commercials, this would be a lot of commercials that they.
Network would be getting their money's worth, wouldn't they? All right, here's Josh Holroyd to kick off. We're going to keep the music jamming. We're just going to keep playing. There's Bo Ellis back at the 3-yard line to make the reception. Brings it back up the middle of the field. Looks like he skated it. Still on his feet. Out over the 35-yard line.
Bo Ellis receives the kickoff. Returns it to the 36.
So big run there. It looked like he kind of got hit a couple of times, Jack, and he just scooted past.
Go down as a 32-yard return, but it's about a 50-yard run.
He did, yeah. He ran left, then he ran back to the middle, ran right, then back to the middle. So, again, a somewhat beleaguered Warriors team now, seeing if they can't try to gain some momentum back, get the crowd back in the game. Very quiet here on the Woodlands Christian side of the field. Vidal with Bo Ellis. Oh, snap is high. He has to pull it back down. In pursuit. He's going to make a couple of yards out of the play. A busted play, but Vidal made the most of it. It was a high snap. I think it was manageable, Jack, but kind of got away from him.
Yeah.
And looked like he was going to make a handoff to Bo Ellis, but he pulled it back down and kept it himself and ended up getting 2 on the play. Stops the clock with 7 seconds left here in the third quarter. Bo Ellis in the backfield. Another high snap brings it down. Vidal pass here on the near side. Ball falls incomplete. Intended for Logan Mills.
We talked about the endurance of the defense. I think the endurance of the offense for the Woodlands Christians is starting to show up a little bit here.
Yep.
Brings up 3rd and long for the Warriors.
Final play of the third quarter.
The ball on the 38.
Yeah, 3 seconds left on that incomplete pass. Vidal rolling to his left, looking downfield. There's a short pass here, thrown incomplete, again intended for Logan Mills, and just not enough on that pass from Jonathan Vidal. There is an injured Warriors player, and again looks probably like a cramp again.
Yeah, it looks like on that series in particular, Vidal looked like he was off a little bit.
Yeah, under through. We've seen him roll left, and the kid can run, he can throw, and he can throw on the run. And we're going to take a timeout here for the injured player. You're watching Grapevine Faith Football here on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network.
I got it.
Here to the Woodlands Christian Academy, Steve Anthony alongside Jack Wharton, bringing tonight's action. Starting the fourth quarter, the Lions leading 50-31. The Warriors had all the momentum going into the locker room. They kicked a field goal as time expired in the first half to make it 31-29. But the Lions have scored 21 unanswered points to take a 50-31 lead here to start the fourth quarter.
Despite the fact that Knox is not here with us tonight, he's given me some scores over the internet. Prestonwood Christian, 21. Second Baptist, 17. That's a final.
Okay. What was the score again?
Prestonwood 21, Second Baptist 17.
Man, Prestonwood has that quarterback that's committed to Duke, and
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, and they're a big team. We had a scrimmage against them. Actually, defense, they hold their own in that scrimmage. Second Baptist also a pretty good, powerful team. Oh, Mark Edwards is not a Duke fan.
Huh.
It's not like I was rooting for him. I just mentioned the name. He's telling me I got to pay a penalty.
He's down, Steve.
Yep.
I don't think that's just a cramp.
Yeah, I was hoping that was just a cramp. He could pop up, but the training crew is out there for the Woodlands Christian. He's down. I'm trying to get a number on him. I thought it was 55, which is J.C. Lopez, but don't quote me on that. I couldn't quite get a Mark Edwards. Can you see who's down, Mark, over there? Get a number on him? Mark's got his... So again, just starting the fourth quarter, and the Lions leading 50-31. Is it 55? It is. Okay, it is. That's J.C. Lopez, so we're going to pray that kiddo's okay. Coach is out there. One of the assistant coaches is out there. He's been down for a while, Jack, for about 2 or 3, 4 minutes now.
Looks like they're bringing out the cart.
Yep. Man, you hate to see that. Really physical game tonight, and the Warriors, unfortunately, have been on the bottom side of that equation. Kai Parker, their standout wide receiver, number 3, is on crutches. He's out for the game. He's on a knee brace. We're praying that that's just something very minor. And then Grayson.
He was up and then he went down, so hopefully it's not.
Grayson Becker's out with a hamstring injury. Yeah, you said he was up for just a second, Jack?
He was up, and then it looked like one of his teammates told him to go down a little bit, or go down on the field too.
Yeah, you could hear a pin drop here at the Woodlands Christian Stadium. And the Woodlands Christian team forming on the sideline here at the 50-yard line. They're going to pray over that kiddo, and we're going to do the same thing. Heavenly Father, pray for J.C. Lopez. Pray for recovery, and this is not a serious injury, in full recovery. In Jesus' name, amen. So they've got a cart out there, but they're bringing a stretcher now, which you really, really hate to see. My goodness. Yeah, it's the Grapevine Faith Lions have taken a knee on their sideline. The Woodlands Christian Warriors are praying. You can see right there at the bottom of your screen there, the Woodland Christian team at the 50-yard line on their sideline praying over J.C. Lopez. And very, very somber moment here. Awful quiet on both sidelines, as you can imagine. Jack, we take for granted for this. We're obviously not taking this for granted, but you don't really think too hard. But man, if you're the parents in the stands, if that was your kid right now, mercy, man. You're obviously you're concerned, and we're just going to pray that JC's injury is minor, can get a quick recovery from it. Appreciate the EMT staff that's out assisting, along with the training staff for the Warriors. Yeah, I'm not going to talk over this right now, folks. We're just going to hang tight for a sec. And now the Grapevine Faith team is huddled up over their 50-yard line to pray over J.C. Lopez. We've got to continue to play a football game, Jack, but boy, that really seems inconsequential right now given the injury to this young man. And Coach Trey Dickert, the Lions, is out to check on J.C. Lopez as well. Coach Colby Hull is going to take a look himself. Yeah, if you're watching or listening, you haven't already, would you please say a prayer for J.C. Lopez? J.C. Lopez, number 55 of the Warriors, has been down on the field now for coming up on about 10 minutes. The EMT staff is out there. They're going to load him onto a stretcher. And they might be bringing the ambulance out, or they're bringing a backboard out, Jack, which is always a very, very bad sign. So, again, if you were watching or listening to the game tonight, would you please say a prayer for J.C. Lopez of the Woodlands Christian Warriors? Got a cart out with the backboard. I don't know that they're going to be able to transport him on that. They're going to have to take him on the stretcher.
Yeah, I don't know why the ambulance hasn't come out here on the track. That gate's not big enough, probably.
Yeah, could be.
I saw the ambulance out there earlier.
Both teams on one knee. Both teams have taken the opportunity to say a prayer for JC. We said a prayer here as well, and our absolute, not best wishes, but our prayers for a healing from our Heavenly Father for JC Lopez right now, and comfort for his family. I can only imagine how his family's feeling right now. So they've got the backboard underneath him now. They're going to get him on the stretcher here very carefully. Doggone it, Jake, to see this, man. Man alive. And they've got his head strapped down on the board. Oh, man, Lord, be merciful to this young man. Good grief. Man, I hate to see this.
Yeah, as I said earlier, Steve, I saw him turn around, and then he kind of went down on the ground. His teammate kind of helped him down. I just thought it was a leg or a cramp.
Yeah.
I didn't really see what caused the injury.
Yeah, it was not like that I saw any sort of violent hit that he was involved with. Both teams have got to figure out a way to come back and I would soon finish this game. But, man, boy, it just pales in comparison to the concern everybody and every single person in the stadium has right now for JC Lopez. He still has his helmet on. And they are wheeling him off on the ambulance, and the ovation from the crowd. Man, it's got to be scary for that young man, too.
Steve, I didn't see him have the direct impact that you worry about sometimes with that head injury. But, I mean, hopefully that young man's going to be okay.
Oh, man, I hope so. Continue prayers for JC Lopez. Did get word that it's an MCL for Kai Parker. And I would assume that's his season. I sure hope not. The senior, good grief. I know Coach Colby Hull has just got to be just shaking his head going, man, what else in the world can happen? Loses Kai Parker. We mentioned that Boker was out for the second half with a hamstring injury, and now JC Lopez wheeled out on a stretcher on the backboard, being loaded into the ambulance. So, again, continued prayers for all of those that are injured. And, man, I sure hope Kai Parker is able to get back for part of his season, senior season. Amazing young man. Colby Hull talking to his team now, trying to give them some encouragement.
It's hard to come back from this one.
Oh, man. Yeah. I don't know how you turn it on and off. You got we're seeing a replay here from somebody at home. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he kind of felt like I didn't see anything, Jack, that looked like. Did you see a? Trying to get a replay here to see if we can figure out what happened. Yeah, he was just blocking out on the right side.
Yeah,
and,
it's hard in the replay, it's hard to see. There's a couple bodies between his, but I didn't see any kind of direct. What you worry about in that situation is maybe a neck situation.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like he had that because he was
not at all
on his hands and knees, and then he went down all the way. And
yeah, if anything, it looked like you would think maybe some sort of knee injury because he was standing up, he was engaged,
yes.
Blocking the defensive end. There was no forceful contact that you could see, so I just don't. I'm not sure what happened there, but 4th down and 8. Tyler Dunham into punt for the Warriors. Ben Wagner back. Yeah, tough here to find some energy behind this, Jack. I know the players have got to turn this around. I mean,
it's still quiet.
Set the start for the fourth quarter. We pray for 2-yard gain. Tyler Dunham back to punt for the Warriors.
PA announcer just making a nice announcement, praying for safety for all the players for the remainder of the game. There's a snap back to Dunham.
The
line drive kick
has changed dramatically.
Yep, no doubt.
I mean,
Hits about the 32. Yeah, for sure. Ball's going to roll down inside the 20-yard line. And blown dead at the 19-yard line.
They will take over 1st and 10 as we start this 4th quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it's changed on both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the dynamic has changed greatly.
Well, a lot of time left in this football game, folks. 11 minutes, 49 seconds left. Your line's leading 50-31. They take over at their own 19-yard line. Kind of an ill-timed song playing there, I would think, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
31, you scored 21 unanswered points in that third quarter. That's kind of what you wanted to see out of this team.
Yep. So back with energy. Here's an inside handoff to Alford. Packs it up. Takes it out over the 20-yard line out to the 24-yard line. So Michael Alford with a little 5-yard carry there.
52, the ball carrier for the Lions, Michael Alford. Tackled on the play by number 25 for the Warriors, Rylan Eaton.
Brings up second down for the Lions. Second down and 5.
Gain of 5 on the play.
You'll hear from Michael Alford later this season on our Stories of Faith. Really amazing, very talented young man. So second down and 5. Sebecki letting some time run off the clock here. Another handoff. No, he keeps it this side, brings it around here to the near sideline. Chased out of bounds. Pulled down after he was out of bounds, but apparently not egregious enough for a flag. So out to the 30-yard line for enough for a first down.
Sebecki go directly out of bounds faster.
Yeah.
But he's looking for that first down.
So out of bounds stops it. Oh, they keep the clock running. 11 minutes, right at 11 minutes left in the game. 50-31, Lions leading by 19. Clayton Sebecki after that first down run. Ball spot at the 30-yard line. And they're just going to let some, the clock's continuing. They're going to let the play clock and the game clock run down.
Well, it looked like Michael Alford had a problem with his sock.
We got that fixed. There's a keeper by Sebecki again, this time around the right side. Cuts it back up the middle of the field.
If I could say one thing, I don't know why we're doing that. Why are you running?
Hey, well, it's also one of those things too, Jack, where if you start playing cautiously, you could also
Just
risk
give the
injury
ball to
that
somebody
way.
else to run with
Well,
it.
I get it. I see what you're saying. So gain of 7 on the play. Second down and 3 from the 37-yard line. Can have an offside. Well, let's see. There's a pass to Wagner, who catches it in stride. Blown dead. So let's see. They may have had it's a game of illegal procedure against the Lions or encroachment on the defense, and they would have called it, almost like an unabated to the quarterback type thing. I have a feeling it's going to be against the Lions. No, it is offsides against the Warriors.
Oh, I wonder. I guess because they stopped playing it.
Yeah, they. If it's one of those things where they're going to be unabated to the quarterback, then they're going to blow it dead. So we're right at 10:35 local time, 10:36 local time here in the Woodlands. Again, we really appreciate you sticking with us here on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network. Stick around here to the end. Hopefully the Lions can put this one away. Up 19 right now. Clock running inside of 10 minutes left in the game. Again, Lions going to let the play clock and the game clock run down. 15 seconds left on the play clock. Nobody's going to falter for that. I think everybody's really ready to get this game over with. Low snap. There's a handoff to Alford. Brings it around the left side.
I like that.
Yep, there we go. Just feed him.
Well, I'm talking without my microphone. I like that. Just hand it off to Alford.
Hey, there you are. There you are. And big run there by Michael Alford. Gain of 6 on the play. Out close to midfield. Ball spot at the 48-yard line. Again, we had just joining us, had a big stoppage in play J.C. Lopez for the Warriors with a very significant injury, taken off on a stretcher and taken out on an ambulance. So we're going to continue to pray for J.C. Lopez and his family and the entire Warrior nation.
Well, the good news is that, well, I don't know if it's good news. It looks like that ambulance is still sitting on the property. That's a first down there.
Michael Offer with the big 8-yard run there, enough for a first down. Takes it inside Warrior territory.
52, Alford, the ball carrier for the Lions, tackled on the play by number 21, Bo Ellis.
Bo Ellis on the tackle.
On the play is enough for a Lions.
All right, Jack,
down.
I need to let you know that Woody Smokehouse is open at 5:30 tomorrow morning. The way things are going, he should be driving by that about that time.
Got a bit. I get to go to the.
That's from Jace Morgan's grandparents.
Okay, well, I'm going to the North Texas Cal tailgate tomorrow is what I'm going to do.
Oh, Sebecki on a keeper, brings it here on the near side.
Just go down. Just go out
and
of bounds.
runs out of bounds. Yep, and he does.
Thank you.
So stops the clock momentarily. We'll see if they continue to run it with the Lions up 19. Michael Offord was tackled. Did a great play on the play action. Great job on the play action there. And the left tackle for the Warriors thought that Offord had it and took him to the ground. And Sebecki's running out here. Gain of 9 on the play. So 2nd down and 1 from the 37-yard line.
Timeout.
Official timeout.
Official timeout on the field.
He's coming over to talk to, very, very casually coming over to talk to the Warriors.
I really enjoy the fact that he's being very detail-oriented this late in the game.
Yes. All right. They're going to reset the play clock, which is already reset.
I guess they were trying to reset it to a 40-second. Not 25.
Yeah, it's back to 25 where it was. I'm super confused on that.
Don't worry about it. The people that are in refs' uniforms are confused as well.
Man, Jack's been relentless tonight, folks. Well, we appreciate their service tonight.
Appreciate their service, yes.
All right.
Why?
So clock stopped, 8 minutes, 17 seconds left in the game. Lions up 50-31. There's a snap to pass wide open. Noah Smith at the 30, inside the 20, makes a move. Good open field tackle there by the Warriors. And the ball is stripped, comes loose, goes out of bounds. Coach Ware running from the other, I think it was on this 20-yard line down here at the other end of the field.
I think he was trying to tell him, go down when you're in that struggle.
First and 10 on the 25.
I could see that coming too. He's just like, go down.
Right.
You're not getting anything out of it.
So clock running inside of 8 minutes now.
I really think when you look back, if you want to watch this video again, I think the war of attrition happened in the third quarter for both these teams.
Yep, agreed.
And I didn't notice it in the first half, but how few players Woodland Christian had to be to go into the game. Not that we're stacked deep, 3 deep at every position. It's just that we have a lot more bodies over there.
Well, 2nd down after that 2-yard carry by Michael Offord. I'll tell you, given the fact that Michael Offord, I don't think he's ever played running. We talked about this last week. I don't know if he's ever played running back, but he's done a great job of coming in and, man, he's tucking the ball, holding on to it with good hard runs. There's Sebecki on a keeper here on the left side. Cuts it back up the middle. He's right through the middle of the defense. He's in the end zone for a touchdown. Grapevine Faith.
Sebecki on the quarterback keeper for a Lion touchdown.
56-31 now. The Lions up by 25. And, man, Jack, I just can't help but think of the injuries on this Warriors team. And, man, just how disheartening I know it's been for them. Really phenomenal athletes.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. That third quarter was really the turning moment. Again, just kind of seeing the conditioning. And, again, the injuries. That was a big thing for the injuries for the Warriors for sure. Kick is up, but it is no good. Pulled left by
I think
that was
Holroyd's
Thomas.
leg has got to be tired at this point, right?
Holroyd's worn out, right?
Yeah.
So score means 50.
I don't think that score's right.
Yeah, 56-31. Yeah.
They turned the number before.
They went in and put the numbers up there, but it's 56-31. So, like to see maybe some of these other players get in for the Lions. We'll see what happens.
I like to see Cosby get in there. And
Yeah,
get
Sabecki out. Maybe Jensen Anthony gets in the game. Who knows? I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying. 7 minutes, 3 seconds left in the game, ladies and gentlemen. 56-31. You're listening to Grapevine Faith Football on the Grapevine Faith Sports Network on YouTube and on Mixlr. Jack looking ahead to next week for both teams. The JV team will be at home against Episcopal School of Dallas. That's a 6 o'clock kick, or scheduled for 6 o'clock on Thursday the 7th. Again, JV Thursday night against Episcopal School of Dallas. And then your varsity next Friday night on the road again at Episcopal School of Dallas. Scheduled kickoff for that is 7 p.m., but again, that may be adjusted depending on the weather.
Yeah, we'll confirm that. Y'all stay on top of it. Check Tammy Peden's email. Also, keep this link for next week. We'll be on the same link for next week.
So here's Thomas Hudnall, the freshman. Good kick out to the 6-yard line. Fielded there, brought up the middle of the field by that's Bo Ellis. Still on his feet. He's going to take that to the house. Big run back there by Bo Ellis. No flags on the play. Touchdown, Woodlands Christian.
Well, you don't like to see that.
No. Well, very quickly, the Lions offense is going to be back on the field.
Well, don't be so sure. There may be an onside kick here.
This is true. Update from Coach Tyler Burke. Liberty Christian 31, Episcopal School of Dallas 0.
Whoa.
I'm going to guess that's a final at this point, this late in the evening. So Coach Burke, let me know if that's a final. 31-0 Liberty Christian over Episcopal School of Dallas. The Lions will take on Liberty Christian in a non-district game here in a couple of weeks. The Warriors here to kick the extra point. Oh, a bad snap. Busted play and brought down Jake Ford. Jake Ford grabbed him by his jersey and pulled him down, and the Warriors faithful did not like that. I'm not sure how you're supposed to tackle somebody if you can't grab their jersey or uniform. You can't horse collar, obviously, but that was not a horse collar by Jake Ford. So 56-37, back to a 19-point lead. 6 minutes, 48 seconds left here in the the second half, fourth quarter. Jack, I will say, even though it's going to be a late drive home tonight, some folks are staying. I know a couple of friends of ours got a hotel room down here. But this does make the drive back tonight a little bit easier.
Well, Steve, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We still have 6:48 left in this game.
This is true.
And you just gave up. That took all of about 5 seconds, that little score. Last night I was watching the Colorado School of Mines, the number 2 ranked team in the country, facing out the number 3 ranked Grand Valley State. Mines was up 28-7 going into the fourth quarter and ended up being tied with 32 seconds left.
Wow.
Now,
so, yeah, I guess.
Quite a shootout up there in Golden. Mines went on to win with a field goal with 2 seconds left, 40-yard field goal. But I was just going to say that that videotape right there on that return is going to be probably Exhibit A tomorrow or next week.
Right.
Great win, guys. But Exhibit A here is where we need to clean our stuff up.
Well, the Lions are anticipating an onside kick. They've got 5 guys up on the line of scrimmage and then 4 right behind them. Ben Wagner is going to go back deep just in case they kick it away, but I would guess the Warriors are going to try to do an onside kick. Again, 6:48 left in the game. Lions up 19, 56-37. Here's the kick, and it is an onside kick.
Oh, gosh.
And the ball's up in the air.
Just hit it out of bounds.
And it is knocked out of bounds. So the Lions, man, the Warriors almost had the handle on it.
Yep.
So close there. Wow, that was really, really close. So the Lions will take over 1st and 10 since the ball went out of bounds. Was not
that last drive of Faith that went 4 minutes and 54 seconds. I think that's kind of what we need right here. Another little. I mean, well, you could go quicker, but you got to have to score. So I think the 4 minute and 54 second drive would be really good right here.
Yep. Tyler Burke does confirm that is a final on that Liberty Christian Episcopal School of Dallas game.
I wonder if you'll be able to get a hold of Jason Witten tonight, get an interview with him.
You know what? It's so late, Jack. Normally he would, but probably not since it's so late.
Oh, offsides? How would we know?
Well,
how would we know?
There's
no flag on the field.
Well, there's no. Yeah, I'm confused. There was no. Yeah, the ball didn't go directly out of bounds. It was touched, so there's no illegal procedure play for the ball, being kicked out of bounds. Coach Colby Hull is trying to tell him, hey, this should be back here at the 48-yard line. The ball should be spotted at the Lions' 48-yard line. 6:48 left in the game. Lions leading 56-37.
Man, it's kind of funny. They're playing the theme song to Jeopardy.
They are. Not very well, but they're playing it. A couple of the horn section took it on themselves, which was pretty good. Yeah, so they're telling them, yeah, Coach, our bad, no penalty on the play. The ball was touched. So Lions take over 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line.
That's a pretty good onside kick.
Yeah, it kicked up really high. Boy, that was Hank Mulbauer for the Warriors almost reeled that in. And you kept saying knock out of bounds, and they did. So hand off to Michael Offord around the right side. Spins around. Almost gets out of the grasp.
52, the ball carrier for the Lions, taken down after a short gain by number 21, Bo Ellis.
Clock continues to run. 6:25 left in the game. 2-yard gain on the play by Michael Offord. So 2nd down and 8, right at midfield. Again, the Lions are going to let the game clock and the play clock run down. Bring Ben Wagner in motion. There's a little flip to him. He cuts it back inside. Brings it back to the outside. He's down the sideline. One man to beat. He's got Christian Corley with some blocks. Little stutter step. Ben trying to get to the end zone. Reaches for it. Gets down to the half-yard line. No penalty flags on the play. Great run by Ben Wagner. Man, he does such a good job of waiting for that play to develop, Jack, and just wait for a block. Christian Corley had a nice downfield block, was running with his defender a good 20-25 yards. So credit Christian Corley for Ben getting another probably 20-25 yards on that play.
Yeah, that goes down as receiving yardage right there. So that was a 47-yard.
That's true. Yeah, it was a forward pass. He flicked it forward on that end around.
It's going to Alfred.
Yep, it is. There he is on the right side. He stumbles in for the end zone. Touchdown, Michael Offord for Grapevine Faith. Man, I'm glad he got a touchdown. That kid deserves it.
Yeah.
He's again, I mentioned we're going to be talking to him later this season on the Stories of Faith. He's an Alpha Omega. He was here since kindergarten and has been at Grapevine Faith ever since, which I think is such a rarity, pretty amazing, honestly.
Yeah. Well, it's financially amazing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if his dad, Brent Offord, is listening. But, yeah, Brent, I'm sure, can testify to that. And his mom, Laura. Here's Thomas Hudnall in to kick, the freshman seeing some action here. See if he can get an extra point. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. And it is good. Attaboy, Thomas Hudnall. There we go. So the Lions now extend their lead to 64-37. I believe that's right. They haven't put the points on the board. I think they have 63, but I believe it's 64 unless they already put it up there. So the Lions up by, I guess they're up by, that's correct. The 63-37 is correct. They're up by 26. They were up by 19, and that score there, 7 points, makes that a 26-point lead. So again, our appreciation to Mark Edwards on the camera tonight, bringing you all the action. Yeah, Dr. Lambro letting us know that ESD had a 28-10 win over TCA, Trinity Christian Addison, 2 weeks ago. And they got boat raced tonight by the Liberty Christian Warriors and Jason Witten. I'll give them credit. They've done a good job recruiting. Did I say that out loud? All right. So, folks, 5:19 left. Clock stopped for the kickoff. Lions leading 63-37. Josh Holroyd is going to come in to do the kickoff honors. They don't want another return by Bo Ellis. I don't blame him. So Josh Holroyd probably going to try to kick us through the end zone.
I'm not so sure you can blame it on a kicker, but I understand.
No. That was not on Thomas Hudnall at all. But I think they're saying if Josh can put it out of the hands, Bo is going to receive that right at the goal line again. So he's going to bring that out. Cuts back to the middle of the field. Looking to pick up a block out over the 25. Bounces off a tackler. Takes it out over the 30-yard line.
What I don't understand the mentality on the Woodlands Christian's return team is that previously when he was kicking off, they're on the 10-yard line, and now they're all the way back all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I don't know what changed the coaching philosophy there.
Yeah, I don't know. So the Lions trying to put the final nail in the coffin here. 5 minutes, 9 seconds left. They lead 63-37. Yeah, Cooper, they lost to Cypress Christian 24-10 tonight. So
Cypress Christian,
their
Coach
second,
Hogan there.
Yeah, their second loss of the season for Cooper. So we haven't seen Vidal on the field in a while. So there's a pass across the middle. Oh, tipped up. Falls incomplete. Intended for Cameron Leslie, and got wrapped up right as the ball hit him. Almost intercepted there, the way that play kind of developed.
Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Warriors.
2nd down and 10 from their own 32. Again, next week the Lions are on the road at the Episcopal School of Dallas next Friday night. JV at home on Thursday night against ESD. There's an inside handoff to Leslie. Excuse me, that's not Leslie. It's not even Bo Ellis. That's Rylan Eaton. First time that we've called his name tonight. Again, just a beleaguered Warrior team. Several injuries. Kai Parker, their star wide receiver, out with a knee injury. MCL tears, what we're told. Grayson Becker is out as well with a hamstring injury. And then, of course, continued prayers for J.C. Lopez that was injured earlier and carted off on a stretcher. Here's Vidal with the play action. Being chased down by Tristan Dare. Gets the ball away. He throws it away. Receiver about 30 yards downfield. I guess they're calling that in the vicinity. So incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down and another punting situation for the Warriors. Jack, a tale of two halves almost. You had, that two high-powered offenses, just, like a heavyweight match is slugging. Just when you thought they're about to go down, the other team comes back and starts slugging away. And then in that third quarter, man, to me, I think the big injury, the injury to Kai Parker was a big, big deal for the Warriors. They seem to really, I think that affected them, the entire team. I really do.
Yeah, looking back, they punted away two possessions.
Short of your quarterback going down, that's probably the biggest ball. Almost hit. Ben Wagner's going to step away. That ball's going to roll down to about the 21-yard line. Almost hit a couple of the Warriors players at about the 35-yard line, but they were able to keep from making contact. Well, you asked for Austin Cosby, and you got him. We'll see. No. That's number. Who is that? It's not McConnell Gorman. I can tell you that. Who's number? Oh, that's Austin. They gave him number 7. There's a snap back. Hand off to Michael Alford. Takes it around the right side. Spins around away from a player inside out over the 25-yard line.
52, the ball carrier for the Lions, taken down by number 50, Justin Abbey for the Warriors.
For the most part, the starting offensive line in there for the Lions still. Clock running, 3 minutes, 24 seconds left in the game. Lions leading 63-37. Steve Anthony alongside Jack Wharton. Mark Edwards up here on the camera with us from the Woodlands Christian Academy here in the Woodlands, Texas. Low snap to Cosby, picks it up. Hand off to Alford, this time around the left side. Gets hit at the 30-yard line. Knocked down, just shy of the first down. What?
I'm just laughing because Michael Alford is not part of the relay team that won the state championship. Not quite as fast around the corner as, say, and Wagner.
But you want to talk about an absolute bulldog coming through that line, man. But
I want 2 yards. I'm probably going to give it to him.
No question. Hey, he got he's got 9 yards on 2 carries just on this series, so tons of credit. Noah Smith, the slot receiver on the right side, slides in, as does Kirschbaum. 3rd and 1. Snap to Cosby, handoff to Alford. Spins around. He's out over the 32-yard line. That's enough for a first down.
Yeah, I think they kind of knew that was going to come to him, but they just couldn't stop him.
Stops the clock. I'm not sure why they're stopping the clock to move the chains. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left here in the game.
Yeah, the third quarter was probably just a kick, for the Faith team, and then third quarter start with the injury to Lopez, and just really took the wind out of the sails for Woodlands Christian.
Yep.
Even if you thought you were going to have a comeback in the fourth quarter, just your teammates down and
and
a lot of the injuries, like you said, a lot of the injuries have then started to add up a little bit.
Michael Alford with the loss of 2 there on the, or loss of 1, we'll call it, around the right side. Inside of a minute and a half now left in the game. Again, Lions leading 63-37. Bo Ellis coming off the field. He's had a really good night tonight, man. That big kickoff return, 100 yards or 99 yards for a touchdown.
Probably needs a rest.
Yeah, man, that kid's got to be exhausted. Vidal and Ellis really had to take the load after Kai Parker went down. There's another handoff to Michael Alford around the right side and runs out of bounds at the 40-yard line. It's a nice little 6-7 yard gain there.
He's got a little bit of Craig James without the speed yet.
Hey, you know what I love? He's protecting the football.
Yeah.
So I love seeing that. Clock running now. Clock stop with a minute left. I'm not quite sure why they've got Michael Alford coming out for a well-deserved breather. Matthew Watella Kirschbaum slides into the running back position and bring Jet Goatforth out here on the wide side with Christian Corley on this side. And this is going to, fumbles the handoff. Ball is on the ground. Watella Kirschbaum falls back on it. So kind of not great communication there between Cosby and Watella Kirschbaum. Clock continues to run now. Now we're inside of a minute.
I think you just run this clock down and just run it up the gut and see what happens.
20 seconds left on the play clock, 35 left on the game clock. Yeah, I think Coach Holland's probably just going to let it run down and call a timeout. Or you could take the 5-yard penalty and then punt. We'll see what they decide to do.
He's got 3 timeouts. He's not going to take them home with him.
Yep. Don't get any extra points for those. Well, a good game, good solid game. 4 quarters played by the Lions tonight for sure.
Offensively, for sure. The defense played really well. Just They just had so many weapons in that first half.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a shooting match for sure. That halftime score was, the math was at 31-29?
31-29.
Yeah, 31-29,
Woodlands.
60 points between the two teams in the first half.
Yeah, and Woodlands went in, kicked a field goal to make it 31-29. Then they were getting the ball back in the first half or the second half, and just kind of thought, well, momentum's really going to be on their side. And our defense did look kind of beaten at the end of the first half.
They were tuckered out coming off the field, no doubt. Offense had a few series they put in back to back, and then struggled. And I think there was some frustration there as well on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
So the Lions are going to keep the nope. They're going to bring in Josh Holroyd to punt. Duke Heisey back deep for the Warriors, standing at his own 26-yard line. 15 seconds left in the game. Low snap to Holroyd. Gets the punt off, no pressure. Hits it about the 38-yard line. Heisey's going to walk over and grab it, picks it up at his 25, brings it here to the near sideline, looking to pick up some blocks.
Get on the outside here. Get out.
Jet go forth in pursuit. And run down from behind by Austin Bowling, and that's going to do it. Clock expires, and that's going to do it for tonight's game. Well, your final scores, Lions 63 and the Warriors 37. We knew Jack, we talked about being a shootout. I'm not quite sure we thought it was going to be. You even said you thought first of the game that would be more of a one-sided affair, and it ended up being that way. But man, it sure wasn't that way at halftime.
No, I mean I think halftime came at the right spot for our defense. We played really well in the third quarter for sure. Offensively, I thought the third quarter, it was really the third quarter is what really did it in for Grapevine Faith. Defense played really good. Offense played really good. You get that 100-yard touchdown interception by